This page is the cover of the magazine, featuring a stunning image of Kasumi from Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, ready for a game on the beach. The magazine proclaims its coverage spans all hardware platforms, not just Dreamcast. Key features highlighted include an in-depth look at the new structure of Square, now Square Enix, a list of the best games released in the first half of the year, and an exploration into the secrets of a major 3D game publisher, potentially hinting at upcoming Sakura Wars content. Featured games across various platforms grab attention, such as the iconic Dreamcast shooter Ikaruga and the visual novel Rumbling Hearts. Other notable titles covered include Ever 17, The Out of Infinity, Shinobi, Dynasty Warriors 3, Stream Legends, and updates on major series like Phantasy Star Online, Episode 1 and 2, and Resident Evil 0. There's also mention of upcoming releases like Steel Battalion and Sega GT 2002 for Xbox, and Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits for PS2. The cover also teases an in-depth analysis of Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. It's clear the magazine offers a broad perspective on the gaming landscape of the time. This page is the cover of the magazine, featuring the iconic character Kasumi from the Dead or Alive series, specifically promoting Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball. She's depicted in her signature purple hair and a blue floral swimsuit, posing on a tropical beach, ready for some fun in the sun. The cover prominently displays the game's title. Above the Team Ninja logo, which is responsible for the Dead or Alive series, the text reads, "To those who fight," or "For fighters." The cover also teases various features inside, including a look at the new structure of Square Enix, a roundup of the best games from the first half of the year, and insights into a major 3D game publisher. Highlights of games covered inside include titles like Ikaruga, Rumbling Hearts, Ever 17, The Out of Infinity, Shinobi, Dynasty Warriors 3, Stream Legends, and updates on series like Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, and Resident Evil 0. Indicating the magazine covers a wide range of platforms and genres beyond just Dreamcast. It also previews upcoming titles like Steel Battalion and Sega GT 2002 for Xbox, Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits for PS2, and an analysis of Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. This page features Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball for the Xbox. Following up on the previous page's cover focus, this ad expands on the concept, showing the female fighters from the Dead or Alive series taking a break from the ring to compete in beach volleyball on a tropical island resort. The page highlights the game's setting, offering a sense of freedom and fun beyond just the sport. It emphasizes the extensive customization options, proudly stating there are over 100 swimsuits to choose from, plus accessories to dress up the characters. Screenshots showcase the beach volleyball action, the swimwear shop interface, characters relaxing by the pool, and interacting in the resort environment. It also notes that when you're tired of volleyball, you can relax at the hotel pool, even jokingly warning about sunburn under the strong island sun. This Xbox-exclusive sports title was scheduled for an autumn 2002 release and supports various features like HD TV, Wide TV, and Dolby Digital 5.1 Chains audio. It's clearly positioned as a lighthearted, visually appealing spin-off focusing on relaxation, sports, and character interaction. The September 6, 2002 issue of bi-weekly Dorimaga provides comprehensive coverage of the gaming world across various platforms. Special features highlight the upcoming Xbox Live launch, previews of games like Halo and Project Gotham Racing 2, a focus on Square's Game Boy Advance titles, a review of the best games of the first half of 2002, and a deep dive into Publisher D3 Publisher. The special reports section covers a range of titles, including Dreamcast games like Ikaruga and Ever 17, Xbox titles like Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball and Steel Battalion, and PlayStation 2 games such as Shinobi and Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits. New arrivals previews include Torneco's Great Adventure 3, Final Fantasy I and 2, and several other titles across PS2, PlayStation, and Xbox. The magazine also includes strategy guides for games like Gungrave and Crazy Taxi 3. This page delves into the latest gaming news and previews across various platforms, extending beyond just Dreamcast. The left column highlights upcoming GameCube and Game Boy Advance titles like the highly anticipated Skies of Arcadia Legends, Super Monkey Ball 2, Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire, Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, Resident Evil 0, and the GBA RPG Golden Sun, The Lost Age. The magazine also focuses on the arcade scene, with coverage of Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. There's a section dedicated to ongoing topics, touching upon upcoming events, broadband gaming initiatives, and a nostalgic look back at classic games. A large illustration on the left side features a character from Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, noting it as the cover artwork. The page also includes standard magazine sections like news and data, reader-submitted fan pages, and various comic strips and columns from contributors. The right side serves as a comprehensive game index, listing titles covered in the issue across Dreamcast, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and arcade platforms. This page is dedicated to the PlayStation 2 title, Project Minerva. The central focus is a large illustration of the game's protagonist, a female character in camouflage gear. Surrounding her is a montage of screenshots and character portraits showcasing various aspects of the game, including third-person action, aiming through a scope, character interactions, and explosive effects. The prominent Japanese text states the game is starring Norika Fujiwara, indicating the character's likeness or voice acting is provided by the actress. The game's title, Project Minerva, is displayed boldly across the center. Smaller text below hints at the game's focus on realism on the battlefield, suggesting it lacks invincible heroes or easy solo victories, emphasizing a more grounded approach to combat. A section at the bottom provides release details, including the release date, standard and limited edition prices, copyright information from publishers like Dad3 Publisher, Taito, and others, and website addresses for the game. A small image of the game's box art is also featured. This page features the Dorimaga topics section, focusing on a new peripheral from Hori. Reporter Naomi Inoue visits Hori Company Limited to check out their ChatCon, a unique controller designed for PlayStation 2 online gaming. The ChatCon combines a standard PS2 controller with a built-in keyboard, aiming to make chatting in online games easier for everyone, even those not used to keyboards. Naomi interviews members of Hori's product development team about the challenges in creating the compact design and button layout, a process that took about a year. They emphasize making it small and easy to hold, noting it allows for collaborative play. The peripheral is the PS2 Network game-compatible keyboard controller ChatCon HP244. It supports both analog and digital control, features vibration, and the keyboard uses a USB connection, although Japanese input is limited to Romaji. It's priced at 4,980 yen, with an undecided release date. The page also briefly mentions Naomi Inoue's upcoming photobook and signing event. This page covers the latest news from the world of Sakura Wars, specifically focusing on the hugely popular live stage shows. Dorimaga provides an emergency report on the Summer Super Kaiju show, now in its 6th year, and a special performance at the Imperial Theater. The show has moved venues this year and features the Imperial Combat Review's Flower Division performing on stage. The articles highlight the emotional narrative woven into the performance, including the departure of Sumaira Kanzaki and the Flower Division continuing as 7 members. It delves into the stage production, noting the impressive use of mechanics and grand scale. There are vivid descriptions of key moments, such as Kana Kirishima's energetic Saboten Mambo, Iris Chateaubriand flying through the air, and comical inventions from Koran Lai. Even Commander Ikki Yoneda makes an appearance. The page conveys the energy and excitement of the performances, emphasizing that these shows are a significant part of the Sakura Wars experience, blending music, dance, and drama just like the games. Additionally, there's coverage of the merchandise corner at the venue, featuring a variety of goods ranging from practical items like towels and t-shirts to unique character goods and items related to the stage show's themes. The next page dives deeper into the Summer Super Kaiju show, focusing on the performance of Nanso Satomi Hakenden, the legend of the 8 Dog Warriors. This theatrical adaptation brings the classic Japanese story to life on stage within the vibrant Sakura Wars universe. The page recounts the core plot, the mystery surrounding the birth of the 8 Dog Warriors, their shared fate tied to the 8 Pearls, and their mission to defeat the wicked Yamashita Sadaoki and reclaim Satomi's land. Featured images showcase exciting scenes from the production, including dynamic fight choreography against various foes like the transformed Tamazusa and Akaiwa Ikyoku. We see the Dog Warriors gathering, facing challenges, and moments of intense drama. The page highlights specific scenes, such as characters in disguise, rooftop battles, and the search for fellow warriors. The grand finale is also depicted, culminating in a spectacular performance that includes the iconic Gekite song, a staple of Sakura Wars, following the moving finale song, Hana no Yu ni Yume no Yu ni. Like a flower, like a dream. This page effectively captures the scale and energy of the live show, demonstrating how the Sakura Wars team brings complex narratives and thrilling action from the games to the stage. The article details two major announcements. The CISA Game Awards have been revamped for 2001-2002, with two new categories, including the Game Awards Future for unreleased titles. Public voting began September 1st via multiple platforms. Sega launched B Club, a broadband game rental service allowing users to download classic Sega titles like Sonic and Knuckles and Columns. The service, available since August 14, 2001, rents games for 100-500 yen, aiming to be a broadband convenience store for games, and also looks to possibly include non-game content. This page dives into Compile's latest challenge, a new falling block puzzle game titled Pochito Nya. The article questions if this title can capture the success of their legendary series, Puyo Puyo, which saw massive popularity starting on the Sega Genesis. Featuring commentary from Compile's president, the development of Pochito Nya is highlighted as a rapid effort, completed in just 4 months. The game is presented as a deliberate departure, actively challenging the established mechanics of Puyo Puyo in an attempt to innovate the genre. Released on the Naomi arcade board and published by Taito, the game takes place 1,000 years after the world of Madu Monogatari, introducing new characters, some originating from the president's own sketches. Players were invited to experience this new game firsthand at the AM show. This page covers a special feature where the magazine staff traveled to New York for an Xbox event. The big news is the official announcement of the Xbox Live Service launch date for North America, set for November 15th. The page highlights the reveal of sequels to two major popular titles that will support online play. The primary focus is on Halo 2, the highly anticipated sequel to the groundbreaking first-person shooter. Set for a Christmas 2003 release, developed by Bungie and published by Microsoft, the article discusses the unveiling of a preview movie and screenshots. It notes the game aims for graphical beauty and intense combat that surpasses the original Halo. Screenshots show Master Chief in action, hinting at different environments and intense moments. The text also touches upon story elements, mentioning glimpses of a battle-damaged planet and a large battleship, and expresses anticipation for new weapons, vehicles, and especially Xbox Live online multiplayer battles. The page concludes with an interview with Ed Fries, Microsoft's Vice President of Game Content for Xbox, who shares his excitement about the sequel announcements and praises titles like Halo and Project Gotham Racing. He discusses the positive reception of Xbox Live and the general enthusiasm for Xbox in Japan and around the world. The New York Xbox event coverage continues, highlighting Project Gotham Racing 2, featuring stunning visuals, an expanded car roster with over 50 vehicles, including the Enzo Ferrari, and new international circuits. BioWare, developers of Baldur's Gate, has joined Microsoft as a first-party developer, aiming to blend Eastern and Western RPG styles. The XO2 North America section details 17 playable game demos and lists launch titles for Xbox Live in North America, including Unreal Championship and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. The article also includes impressions of New York City sites like a motorcycle arcade and the Toys Derricus, along with an Xbox logo on Broadway. A reader giveaway of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and Xbox Live merchandise concludes the coverage. This page covers various gaming news and events taking place in Japan in mid-August 2002. Highlights include a unique collaboration where the Gran Turismo development team designed aero parts for the revived Nissan Fairlady Z sports car. The massive 139-song Sakura Wars complete songbox CD set was announced, collecting vocal tracks from the popular series. Several events were held, such as a character contest for a shop in the Tokyo Station area, showcasing the winning character, Mekun. Playable demos for upcoming games like the railway simulation, Tetsudo, and the stylish driving game Auto Modelista were available at venues in Akihabara and elsewhere, with the Akihabara event also featuring unreleased Xbox titles including Jockey's Road and Blinks the Timesweeper. Other news includes a Crazy Taxi 3 t-shirt release, a week's delay for the Xbox version of Tetsudo, and a new Dragon Quest Monsters Friends mobile app. September is packed with gaming events. The Tokyo Game Show 2002 in Makuhari Messe will feature 174 confirmed titles, including a new tabletop gaming area. Action and RPG games lead the pack, with PlayStation dominating platforms. Sega hosts the Sega Game Party nationwide, offering demos of Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 GameCube and Sega 2002 Xbox, with giveaways for attendees. Square Enix releases a Final Fantasy XI special art box on September 26th, requiring the PlayStation BB unit. Sony's Sony Dream World 2002 in Yokohama will showcase entertainment, including a chance to playtest Ape Escape 2. Other late August, early September events include Dragon Quest World, Gundam World 2002, and a concert featuring game music composer Guji Kaneko. This page is packed with event news and features. First up, the Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. Seeing Your Skill 2 National Tour is underway, bringing together top players across the country. If you're a Virtua Fighter fan, you'll want to see these guys in action. Right next to it, there's a cool piece where they took the experience of playing the Jet Ski Racer Splashdown and rode a real jet ski. They were impressed with how real the game felt, especially the waves and spray. In a related tournament, experienced real-life jet ski riders apparently dominated, proving the game's realism. Just released, the online racing game Automodelista is already kicking off its national tournament series. Get practicing because the finals are happening in Osaka. There's also a new collaboration novel based on the chilling visual novel The Sickle of Slaughter 2, written by a trio of authors. A must-read for fans of the series. Finally, the GameSpot section gives us a quick rundown of recent industry news and a ranking of hot web topics. It touches on things like Square Enix's Game Boy Advance plans, a PlayStation 2 release, a PC game, and even Lupin 2 is appearing on the GameCube. Looks like plenty was happening across all platforms. This page kicks off with some exciting news for Ape Escape 2 fans, announcing a new theme song CD and a PC version featuring a fun jigsaw puzzle game. It even comes with a mousepad, pretty cool. Next up, the incredible mech simulation Steel Battalion is getting some love on TV. A special program on TV Asahi's D's Garage is showcasing the game with its producer, highlighting the unique gameplay using that massive, dedicated controller setup. The screenshot really shows off the cockpit view you get. For Sakura Wars enthusiasts, the highly anticipated plastic models of the Kubu F mechs are now fully released. They seem to be really high quality and easy to build with snap-fit parts, plus they come with figures of the characters. Definitely a must-have for collectors. There's also a report on a fan appreciation event for NEC Interchannel, where they formally announced the visual novel Mizuiro. Looks like it was a packed house. Finally, fans of Virtual Son will be thrilled to hear about a limited edition CG art book available online. It features selected high-quality CG images from the series. This page also includes the regular game industry news summary, covering recent events and web buzz, and a mention of the Sega World Festa event opening with attractions for game fans. This page starts off with a notice about the Hiroshima International Animation Festival, where the upcoming PS2 game Switch, featuring art by Ren Kinoshita, is being exhibited. Looks like festival attendees can check out a booth related to the game. There's also a gift campaign for the Keenon Message mobile service, celebrating reaching 150,000 members by giving away original phone straps. For collectors, the mail order section from Raspberry Magazine highlights items from popular visual novels like Mizuiro and Triangle Heart. Better hurry if you want something, the deadline is approaching fast. Amusement fans might want to visit Tokyo Joyopolis, as a limited-time Project Petite Museum is open, showcasing costumes and more from the idol group Morning Museum and others. In the goods and presents section, readers have a chance to win prizes, including a special clip that appears related to something called Le Play, and a wax and sticker set for the Sega arcade game Soul Surfer. Finally, checking out Dreamcast Direct, there are some cool items available. For Space Channel 5 Part 2 fans, there's a limited Let's Do Our Best Today set, featuring an alarm clock with Ula's voice, a towel, and a strap. Pretty unique stuff. Sakura Wars stage show enthusiasts can grab a pamphlet for the Shinhen Hakkenden performance. And music fans should check out the new album from an artist featured in Romania number 203, highlighting game-related music. This page presents the Dorimaga bi-weekly data station, focusing on the latest game software sales rankings across all platforms, highlighting the top 15 titles. The summary notes that the summer sales battle saw robot titles dominate the top 2 spots, while Super Mario Sunshine has already surpassed 500,000 units sold, showing its strong performance. Leading the pack at number 1 is Mobile Suit Gundam Senki on PS2, followed by Super Robot Wars R on GBA, and Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube holding strong at 3rd place. The chart provides estimated weekly and total sales figures for these top games. The descriptions mention Mobile Suit Gundam Senki is a 3D shooting game, Super Robot Wars R is a GBA entry with improved graphics and story flow, and Super Mario Sunshine involves helping villagers and collecting blue coins. Other titles in the top 15 include games like Jikyo Powerful Pro Baseball 9, My Summer Vacation 2, Sea Adventure Arc, Ape Escape 2, RPG Maker 5, Suikoden 2i, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Golden Wind across PS2, GBA, and Game Boy. The side section discusses the recent surge in Dragon Ball's popularity overseas, which has spurred the release and strong sales of the new Game Boy title, Dragon Ball Z, Legendary Super Warriors. The page also includes a brief look at hardware shipments, showing PS2 and GBA leading the numbers, with the Xbox also seeing notable shipments. The bi-weekly data station's reader poll highlights the top 30 most anticipated upcoming games, primarily focusing on titles after the summer rush and leading into the year-end sales period. Sakura Wars 5, PS2, despite being unreleased, tops the list with 558 points, followed by Sakura Wars. Atsuki Chishioni, PS2, a remake of the first game, earning 539 points. Rumbling Hearts, Dreamcast, a visual novel, secures third place. The poll features a diverse selection across platforms like PS2, Dreamcast, and Xbox, including titles like Soul Calibur 2, Dead or Alive, Stream Beach Volleyball, and Ikaruga. Noteworthy entries further down the list include Resident Evil 0 and Star Ocean, Till the End of Time. Steel Battalion for Xbox is highlighted for its unique, complex controller setup. The Coming Soon section previews Sword of Mana, GBA, an action RPG. The overall poll reflects reader anticipation for sequels, remakes, and new IPs across various consoles. This page of the bi-weekly data station delves into reader desires for game ports and presents arcade game income rankings. The Transplant Wishlist section reveals fan requests for games to be ported across various platforms, including Dreamcast, GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and portable consoles. Popular titles like Utaware Rumono, Knights, the Sakura Wars series, Shenmue, Dead or Alive 3, and Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution appear frequently across the requested lists, showing demand for these successful games on more systems. The Video Game Income Rankings section lists the top 15 arcade titles based on earnings from cooperating game centers. Topping the chart is Virtua Fighter 4, demonstrating its continued popularity in the arcade scene. Other high-ranking games include Cyber Troopers Virtual On Force, Guilty Gear XX Accent Core, Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Xeon DX, and Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, which is a new entry, making a strong impact at number 6. Two specific arcade titles are highlighted as featured titles. Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, the 6th place game, is noted for its ongoing tour, suggesting continuous updates and competitive events. The screenshot shows a dynamic fighting scene. The 11th place title, Hard Puncher Hajime no Ippo 2, based on the popular boxing manga, features a screenshot of its punching machine display and mentions a high score ranking feature that was active. This page of the biweekly data station lays out the upcoming software release schedule across multiple platforms, with a particular focus on Sega's plans and titles migrating to other consoles. It features sections for Dreamcast, Nintendo GameCube, Xbox, PC, Windows and Macintosh, Game Boy Advance, and a significant presence on PlayStation 2. The Dreamcast schedule lists various upcoming games with their release dates, prices, and genres. Notably, it informs players that the online service for Mystery Dungeon, Shiren the Wanderer Gaiden, Swordswoman Asuka Kenzan is set to conclude in August, promising special items for players before the service ends. Images of the Dreamcast console and packaging are also displayed. A major theme highlighted is titles Sega is supplying to other hardware, detailing Sega's software releases on competitor systems. The PlayStation 2 section is the largest, showcasing a wide array of Sega titles planned for Sony's platform. This section includes an update on Sakura Wars Keitai Club, describing new minigames added and improvements to the online functionality, accompanied by screenshots of the game in action. Schedules are also provided for Sega titles on GameCube, Xbox, PC, and GBA. The page features images of the PlayStation 2 console and box, and includes a key to understand the genre classifications used in the release lists. It provides a clear overview of Sega's multi-platform strategy and future software lineup. This page continues the bi-weekly data station, detailing a robust lineup of upcoming software releases, primarily focused on the PlayStation 2 platform, with entries spanning from late 2002 into 2003. It offers a comprehensive look at the games players can expect from various publishers during this busy period. The list notably highlights Sega's active support for other platforms, featuring titles making the jump from Dreamcast to PS2. This includes beloved games like Space Channel 5 Part 2, the racing simulation Ferrari F355 Challenge, the fishing game Get Bass Battle, the tennis hit Virtua Tennis 2, listed here as Power Smash 2, and the action reboot Shinobi. Sega is also listed with new original titles for the platform, such as Grand Heat and various simulation and action games. Beyond Sega's offerings, the page is packed with major releases from other companies. Players were looking forward to titles like Konami's Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance and Devil May Cry 2 from Capcom, Atlus's Shin Megami Tensei 2-1, Nocturne, Senja's Gran Turismo 4, Namco's fighting game Soul Calibur 2 and light gun shooter Time Crisis 3, and Capcom's online title Resident Evil Outbreak, listed as Network Biohazard. The data provides release dates, prices, genres, and includes remarks like support for online play and specific peripherals such as a tank controller and USB keyboard. It truly captures the breadth of games hitting the market. This bi-weekly data update highlights upcoming game releases for PlayStation, GameCube, and Xbox. The PlayStation section features a diverse range of titles, including budget-friendly games like the Simple series, and a preview of the dodgeball title, Sakigake Otokojuku, the Dachi Ball. The GameCube lineup showcases a strong selection, with sports games like WTA Tour Tennis Pro Evolution and Sega Soccer Slam, fighting games like UFC 2 Tap Out, and adventure titles such as Star Fox Adventures and Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Capcom is heavily represented with several Resident Evil titles, including the remake and Resident Evil 4. Xbox gets sports, racing, and action games, including Sega titles like Sega 2002 and WWE Raw, alongside titles such as Crimson Sea and Ikaruga. The page serves as a comprehensive guide, detailing release details across these platforms. This page continues the bi-weekly data station, expanding on the previous coverage with a large list of upcoming games across various platforms. While visually segmented by a Game Boy Advance banner, this extensive list includes diverse titles like Metal Gear Solid for GBA, Phoenix Wright, Justice for All, and key GBA releases such as Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire, Metroid Fusion, and Sonic Advance 2. The list also includes titles for other consoles like Soul Calibur 2, Shin Megami Tensei, and Otogi, suggesting it's a broad look at upcoming releases beyond just the handhelds. Additionally, the page features dedicated sections with images and brief descriptions for the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and WonderSwan handheld consoles, providing details about the hardware and data formats. There's also a note about a perfect guide being released for Super Robot Wars Star. This page is dedicated to the upcoming Xbox title, Brave Knight, Legend of Leveland, an only-on Xbox romance simulation game scheduled for release on September 26, 2002. The central image features a beautiful blonde princess, embodying the game's romantic fantasy theme. The game is described as a story of love and courage, where thoughts become bravery and prayers turn into love, focusing on the path to becoming a true knight. Screenshots showcase various aspects, including scenes from a grand ball, character sprites for the many girls who appear in the game, over 14, and a glimpse of the quest system with a mission success screen. There's also mention of over 40 different endings to discover, hinting at deep branching narratives. A key highlight is the impressive voice cast, featuring popular actors like Kikuko Inoue as Remilia, Satomi Kurogi as Rina, and many others bringing the characters to life. Kikuko Inoue also sings the opening theme song, Believe. For those interested, a demo is being distributed at Xbox retailers, which includes an introductory video, DVD, and a character book in 2 volumes. Early buyers could also receive a special pre-order bonus, a luncheon mat featuring new illustrations. This looks like a charming simulation title, aiming to blend romance and knightly adventure exclusively for the Xbox platform. This page features the Reader's Race Volume 23, a long-running ranking where readers vote and review games across various platforms, including PlayStation 2, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, Dreamcast, and Xbox. The section outlines how games can earn special recognition as new or strongest masterpieces based on consistently high reader scores over time. The ranking shows intense competition at the top, with winning 11-6, known internationally as Pro Evolution Soccer 2, reclaiming the #1 spot, followed by Super Mario Sunshine and Fire Emblem. The page also highlights games rising in the ranks, such as Tokimeki Memorial Girls Side, and a notable Xbox title. Several new games are featured with screenshots and brief impressions from readers and the magazine staff. These include the high-octane racer Crazy Taxi 3, High Roller on Xbox, the Baseball Simulation Power Pro Pocket 4 for GBA, the realistic rally game Rally Sports Challenge on Xbox, and the latest entry in the popular baseball series, JIKU Powerful Pro Yaku 9 for PS2. The commentary indicates positive reception for these new releases, with discussions on gameplay mechanics and overall enjoyment, demonstrating the diverse tastes of the readers participating in the ranking. This page continues the comprehensive Reader's Race ranking, providing a snapshot of reader opinions across various platforms. While the extensive ranking table is present, the focus shifts to highlighting new entries and their reception. Several new games make their debut in the ranking. Phantom Crash on Xbox is featured with reader enthusiasm for its volume, music, and the unique mission structure, although the staff review score is lower. Xanac x Xanac for PlayStation brings classic shoot-'em-up action to PS, combining the original MSX and Famicom Disk System titles. Readers praise its faithful recreation of the classic gameplay. The Game Boy Advance title Hikaru no Go 2, based on the popular Go manga/anime, is noted for its accessible tutorial system, making it friendly for newcomers to the complex game of Go. Further down, Dragon Quest Monsters 1 and 2 on PlayStation collects two popular monster collecting RPGs, adding new scenarios and improvements from the GBA versions. The PS2's Mobile Suit Gundam Chronicle captures the series' atmosphere well, but some readers find the control and lock-on systems lacking, despite good visuals and sound. The GBA action title Mega Man Zero is described as challenging but rewarding, with solid mechanics and customization options. Finally, Akudaikan on PS2 is praised for its unique concept of playing as a corrupt official, but criticized for visual and control issues, though readers still find the world engaging. The section showcases a diverse range of new titles entering the competitive reader rankings. This page features Super Mario Sunshine as the hot new software across all hardware, highlighting its popularity with readers who gave it an exceptionally high average score of 9.6086, although the magazine's review score was a still very respectable 8.83. Described as the king of 3D jump action, it's noted for being accessible to everyone while also containing challenging hidden courses. The game updates Mario's classic action with new elements like hover movement and using the flood pump to spray water, all set on a tropical resort island where Mario must clean up pollution caused by a shadowy figure. The publisher comments on the fun of the pump action, and a writer reflects on the character's active life and the enjoyment of exploring the vibrant island world. Useful information includes details on gameplay mechanics, such as finding one-up mushrooms. The page also continues the All Hardware Readers Race ranking table, listing games from various platforms and their reader-submitted scores, following on from the previous page's list. A banner at the bottom teases the cumulative ranking specifically for Dreamcast games, which will be featured on the next page. This article focuses on the Dreamcast software ranking from the Reader's Race, presenting the All DC Software Odds Table A. The top 52 games, based on reader votes, are listed with their current and previous ranks, title, release details, genre, and average score. Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, holds the top spot, followed by Soul Calibur. Notable new entries include Illusion, Eternal Sanctuary, praised for its depth, and The King of Fighters 2000. First Kiss Monogatari 2 is also discussed, despite lacking modern features. The article explains the ranking system, including Reader Masterpiece and Hall of Fame Masterpiece statuses. The final round of this Dreamcast ranking will be in the 9/27 issue, with games like Suika and Guru Guru on Sen 3 showing significant rank increases. The next page continues the Dreamcast software rankings, presenting the All DC Software Odds B list starting from rank 53. This section lists various games, their genres, and reader scores, featuring titles such as Arrow Dancing, Shenmue 2, Sakura Wars 4, Gigawing 2, and Capcom vs. SNK 2 Millionaire Fighting 2001. The main focus of this page is the romance-adventure game Suika Suika, highlighted as a top-rated title based on reader votes, achieving an impressive 9.5172 average, though the magazine review gave it an 8.33. It's noted as a successful PC port brought to the Dreamcast with additional CG assets. The writer shares their thoughts on the game, discussing its blend of tranquil rural life and surprisingly serious dramatic themes, particularly touching on concepts of life and death within its 4-chapter structure. The gameplay is described as a straightforward adventure, easy to get into, with strong character writing that draws the player in. Further information about Suika is provided, announcing a drama CD and detailing the monthly release schedule for its chapters, which began in August 2002. The page also features screenshots from the game's website. Finally, a reader comment reflects on the current state of the Dreamcast scene, noting the end of the reader ranking race and expressing hope for new Sega hardware in the future. This page continues the extensive reader rankings for Dreamcast software, presenting lists C, D, and E, covering ranks from approximately 130 down to the mid-300s. These sections display the current and previous ranks, game titles, genres, and average reader scores. This part of the list includes a diverse range of titles, from popular fighting games such as Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes and Virtua Fighter 3 TB, to driving simulators like Sega Rally Championship 2 and Le Mans 24 Hours. Players who enjoy adventure games will see titles like Resident Evil Code, Veronica, and Blue Stinger, while RPG fans will find Grandia 2 and online gamers Phantasy Star Online featured within these ranks. The scores reflect the collective opinion of the magazine's readers on these various releases. A small note at the bottom of the page mentions the timing of this ranking being close to the Tokyo Game Show, indicating a busy period and looking forward to exciting announcements. This Dreamcast page concludes a software reader ranking, presenting the odds chart F for games ranked 364 to 420, reflecting lower voter scores. Commentary reflects on the lengthy ranking process and highlights the rise of games like Capcom vs. SNK2 and NFL 2K2. The page also announces the All Hard Reader Race contest, encouraging votes for recent software via mail or online. It includes prediction games, one for guessing Ikaruga's debut rank, with a free game prize, and another for predicting the average reader odds for upcoming titles, including a new Square game and Tekkei. Results from previous prediction rounds are also shared. Finally, the page features reader voices, with short opinions from fans, and a last chance lottery for those who missed out on prediction games, offering a chance to win software and a phone card. This page showcases the second round of the Raspberry and Dorimaga joint phone card campaign for summer 2002, offering original phone cards based on various games and artist collaborations. Fans could collect cards featuring illustrations from titles like Ashita no Yukinojo 2, Gonna Be, Popotan, and Ebonburg no Kaze. A highlight is the phone card featuring Nurse Witch Komugi-chan from the Soul Taker universe. The main event here is the Gungrave Special, presenting exclusive phone cards with stunning artwork from the creators themselves. Yasuhiro Naitao, the original character designer, Hidenori Matsubara, known for his work on Sakura Wars, Sakura Taisen, and Takahiro Yoshimatsu. Dorimaga is clearly excited about Gungrave, emphasizing these are the first and potentially last special phone cards for the series, featuring powerful art like Mika with her imposing Cerberus weapon and Yoshimatsu's surprisingly cool digital drawing. These are definite collector's items for any fan. This page continues the exciting phone card campaign from the previous issue, showcasing the next set of exclusive designs available for fans. You can apply for phone cards featuring illustrations from various talented artists and works, including designs by Izumi Takemoto, Sachiko Kamimura, Yoshiharu Makita, and Aya Kadoi. There are also cards tied to features like Something Yoshimatsu Theater and Digi-X Log Channel, offering diverse artwork from swimsuit scenes to shrine maidens and catered characters. The page provides detailed instructions on how to apply via mail, including filling out the required form, selecting your desired card number from the 16 available designs, and remitting the fee of 800 yen plus transfer fees. It's crucial to use the dedicated application form and carefully fill in your details to ensure delivery. The application deadline is September 20, 2002, with shipping expected to begin in mid-November 2002, extending into January 2003 for any delays. Contact information is also listed for inquiries about the application process or undelivered cards. These cards offer a unique way for fans to collect exclusive art from their favorite artists and magazine features. Dorimaga All Game Gachinko Review features game reviews across Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance. Ever 17, The Out of Infinity, DC PS2, receives praise for its engaging mystery plot, despite some presentation criticisms. DC's Bittersweet Fools. The love adventure is lauded for its novel-like narrative and unique themes, although some find it a bit dark. Ikaruga, DC, is highlighted as a challenging, visually stunning shooter. Pandora's Dream, DC, while featuring a repetitive loop structure, is recommended for those interested in delving deep. The page also includes reviewer introductions, recommended software lists, and previews of upcoming titles like Phantasy Star Online, Episode 1 and 2, GameCube. This page reviews several PS2 and GameCube games. Gigantic Drive lets you control a giant robot in city-destroying battles, praised for its destructive power despite control challenges. Dynasty Warriors 2 improves upon the original with new features and is highly recommended for fans. Switch, a retro-styled adventure game, offers subtle comedy but slow pacing. Panel Quiz Attack 25 accurately recreates a Japanese quiz show, although character models are dated. Fooligan. Kimi no Naka no Yuki is an adventure game with a weak card battle system. 18-Wheeler, a trucking game, is a direct port, making it less appealing to those who own the Dreamcast version. This page showcases several game reviews across PS2, GameCube, and Xbox platforms. First up is Ninja Assault for PS2, a light gun shooter that brings arcade action home. Reviewers praise its fast-paced enemy encounters and variety, noting the addition of original elements for the console release keeps it fresh. Next is WTA Tour Tennis Pro Evolution for GC/Xbox, which focuses exclusively on women's tennis. The graphics and player models are highlighted as well done, though the controls for precise shots can be a bit complex. It's seen as a solid choice for tennis fans. WrestleMania X8 on the GameCube is reviewed as a comprehensive wrestling game, featuring a large roster and various modes, including Battle Royale and edit options. Reviewers found it to be entertaining, offering plenty of content for wrestling fans. The Xbox title Flight Academy is a flight simulator noted for its realistic flight physics and control depth, although the graphics don't quite match the quality of the simulation. It's recommended for flight enthusiasts, despite some interface issues. Finally, Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 for the GameCube gets high praise. It's lauded for its appealing characters, excellent graphics, and deep gameplay, combining the original Episode 1 with the added content of Episode 2. The online multiplayer is a major draw, but reviewers also note that the content is substantial and enjoyable, even for solo players. It's considered a top-tier online RPG. This page dives into more game reviews, starting with the incredible Mech Sim Steel Battalion on Xbox. This game stands out for its massive, complex custom controller, giving an incredibly immersive experience controlling a giant robot, even if it's pricey and takes time to learn. Next up on Xbox is Sagag 2002, a racing game packed with features. While the handling can feel more arcadey than realistic, and the driver's view has some graphical shortcomings, reviewers found the sheer amount of content and car customization appealing. Switching to the Game Boy Advance, we have Mr. Driller Ace, which expands on the classic digging formula with a new bacteria-raising mechanic, making it a great pick-a-pan-play title for portable fun. Princess Blue is a story-driven adventure where choices impact the narrative, praised for its character interactions despite some pacing and structural issues. Black Matrix Zero, a simulation RPG, is found to be a bit basic for the platform, with simple battles and presentation that aren't quite optimized for portable gaming. Lastly, J.League Pro Soccer Club Wotsukuru Advance delivers a solid soccer management simulation experience on the GBA, offering deep strategic play and satisfying club building, even if the graphics are simple and saving is limited. This page explores the world of retro gaming, asking, why? About the current state of older hardware and software prices. The article highlights that while brand new games were fun this summer, there's a report on how cheaply you can play games on older systems. It points out surprising bargains like Street Fighter II on Super Famicom, SNES, for just 96 yen, and Virtua Fighter 2 on Saturn for 48 yen. Many classic RPGs on SNES, like Dragon Quest V and Shin Megami Tensei, are also available for under 1,000 yen. Saturn classics like Virtua Fighter 2 and Fighters Megamix are listed incredibly cheap. PC Engine, TurboGrafx 16, titles such as R-Type I and Nectarus, Military Madness, are also highlighted for their low prices. The discussion moves to hardware, noting price variations even within the same console, like the difference based on the Famicom's button type. There are also surprising high prices for some retro consoles, including the Atari Lynx portable system, costing over 40,000 yen. The article concludes by presenting lists of prices for various Saturn, SG-1000, Mark II-I, and Mega Drive per Candela/32X games, showing a mix of incredibly cheap finds and some rare high-value items. This page delves into the world of retro games through an interview with Masaru Yoshida, the floor manager at Trader, a used game store in Akihabara. Following up on the previous page's discussion about surprisingly cheap and sometimes expensive retro finds, Trader explains their approach. They focus on buying and selling a wide variety of used games and consoles, aiming to stock everything regardless of generation. Yoshida highlights their ability to offer competitive trade-in prices, noting they receive around 1,000 to 2,000 items daily. They mention specific consoles like the Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 being popular, and showcase items like quality assurance seals on used goods. The store stocks rare items, including limited edition Dreamcast consoles and accessories, old Nintendo rarities like the Family Computer Robot and Block Kuzushi, and unique finds like a Super Famicom golf simulator and a 1975 Nintendo light gun game. Trader positions itself as a place for retro game enthusiasts, stocking items ranging from everyday finds to genuinely rare collectibles. The page ends with a call for readers to submit information and interesting facts about retro games for a feature. This page showcases a comprehensive guide and setting material book for Sakura Wars 4. Fall in Love, Maidens. The striking artwork features main characters Sakura Shinguji and Erika Fontaine. The book promises an in-depth look at the game, covering the adventure segments leading up to the final battle and a detailed explanation of the battle system. It also delves into the long day of the Imperial Theater and content from the drama download discs. Fans will appreciate the inclusion of original design materials for characters, costumes, and mecha, alongside interviews with the cast and staff, promising insights into their perspectives. As a bonus, the book includes a reversible poster with new art by Hidemi Matsubara and original illustrations, plus character strategy charts and a list of hidden elements in the game's mahjong minigame, Sakura Wars Jian. This is clearly positioned as the definitive resource for conquering and appreciating Sakura Wars 4. This page features a special report on Square, detailing their new organizational structure, and a visit from the Dorimaga interview team. The main headline announces that Dorimaga has returned to Square after a year, focusing on the now of the new Square, which has started moving with a new system. The article explains that Square implemented a new business division system in the spring, where producers now act as division heads, giving each division more autonomy in development. Shinji Hashimoto, an executive officer, is prominently featured and was interviewed about this change and Square's future direction. The page includes images of the Dorimaga team's visit, including a photo of the interviewers. There are also screenshots and artwork related to the Final Fantasy series, including characters from Final Fantasy X and a tactical RPG screenshot. The text mentions Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy Evan, and the announcement of 3 new titles for the Game Boy Advance. The tone suggests the Dorimaga team visited to understand the significant changes at Square and the impact on their upcoming game releases. This page delves deeper into the changes at Square, highlighting their new business division system, and featuring an interview with Executive Officer Shinji Hashimoto. The article explains how this new structure, where producers lead autonomous divisions, aims to improve development efficiency and flexibility, particularly regarding staff movement between projects. The goal is to foster an environment where developers can focus on their craft, realizing an ideal development form. The page showcases examples of these new divisions. The first business division, headed by Yoshinori Kitase, is responsible for major titles like Final Fantasy V2, Version 2I, and X, and is actively developing Kingdom Hearts, featuring artwork from the latter. The second business division, led by Akitoshi Kawazu, focuses on the Saga series, including Final Fantasy I+2, Romancing Saga, and Saga Frontier, and prominently features the upcoming Unlimited Saga with character artwork. This new system allows divisions to specialize, while maintaining the ability to share talent and knowledge across the company. Square's restructuring focuses on new business divisions and game development strategies. The article highlights an interview discussing the roles of new division heads and platform-specific plans for GBA and GameCube, including Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Hironobu Sakaguchi's continued involvement as an executive producer for Square is also noted. 3 key divisions are introduced. The third, online games, led by Hiroshi Tanaka and Koichi Ishii, featuring Final Fantasy XI. The fourth, Final Fantasy Tactics, led by Yasumi Matsuno, with a screenshot from Tactics Advance. And the fifth, Sports and Porting, led by Yusuke Hirata. The success of Kingdom Hearts is mentioned as a testament to Square's global RPG market dominance, citing over 5 million RPG unit sales worldwide. The article concludes by stating, other business divisions are also developing new projects. This page features a special report from Dorimaga visiting Square in 2002 to cover the company's new structure and upcoming plans. The article highlights interviews discussing Square's direction, including comments from producer Shinji Hashimoto's, and emphasizes their continued dedication to pushing technological boundaries, particularly in CG, inheriting the legacy from their former Honolulu studio. A key focus is revealed to be on new titles for Nintendo hardware. Announced games include the cooperative action RPG Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, designed to link the GameCube and Game Boy Advance, new titles in the Chocobo and Mana series for Game Boy Advance, and another Final Fantasy Tactics game for the GBA. The page features photos of interviews and impressive CG character art, underscoring Square's commitment to visual excellence. The report expresses excitement for the future of the reborn Square, anticipating many interesting releases. This page presents a special feature reviewing the best games of the first half of 2002. The article highlights the top games based on both reader ratings from the magazine's own survey and sales data. It discusses how the year saw significant hits, like World Soccer winning 11-6, which quickly surpassed 1 million units sold, the action-packed Onimusha 2, and the highly anticipated Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube. The page includes two lists: the Dorimaga All Hardware Readers Best 30, which ranks games by reader scores, and the Best of the First Half, January-August, Sales Best 30, showing games by cumulative sales volume. Two standout titles are specifically featured: World Soccer winning 11-6 for PlayStation 2, and Onimusha 2 for PlayStation 2. World Soccer winning 11-6 is lauded as the pinnacle of the series, celebrating its million-selling success with refined gameplay, improved graphics, and new modes that enhance its realism and appeal to both newcomers and veteran soccer fans. Onimusha 2 is praised for its engaging story, diverse gameplay influenced by companion characters, and increased content compared to its predecessor, all presented with impressive graphics. These two games, along with Super Mario Sunshine, are noted as the leading titles of the first half of the year, based on both sales and reader reception. Dorimaga's best games of the first half of 2002 highlights the PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast's top 10 titles, based on sales and reader reviews. PLS 2 saw hits like Kingdom Hearts, blending Disney and Square characters in an action RPG. Super Robot Wars Impact impressed with its length and customizable pilot system. Xenosaga Episode. I started a sci-fi drama with cinematic integration. Dreamcast, despite its limited lifespan, still delivered quality experiences. Sakura Wars 4 was praised as a strong series conclusion. Mysterious Dungeon offered a challenging roguelike experience. Mizu Iroh provided a refined scenario and memorable characters. The overall impression is that while PS2 dominated sales, Dreamcast excelled in niche genres with quality titles. This page continues the look at the best games of the first half of 2002, focusing on the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. The GameCube section presents a top 10 sales chart, with Super Mario Sunshine leading the pack. The article highlights this direct sequel to Mario 64, praising its diverse actions using the new Flood Water Pack, the beautiful Delfino Plaza setting, and its challenging but rewarding gameplay. We also see Resident Evil, the stunning remake of the original, which impressed reviewers with its greatly enhanced graphics and additions that amplified the horror. Another featured GC title is Hoshin Enji, a 3D action game based on the ancient Chinese novel, noted for its unique combat style different from hack-and-slash titles and its wide variety of attacks. Moving to the Game Boy Advance, its top 10 chart is led by the Prince of Tennis, Genius Boys Academy. The article showcases Fire Emblem, The Binding Blade, the first entry in the series on a handheld, which was well received for making the tactical gameplay more accessible and allowing for deep character development, proving handhelds could deliver substantial experiences. Finally, Golden Sun, The Lost Age is featured, the second part of the RPG saga, lauded for its well-crafted story, strong presentation, and satisfying combat, offering significant content for a handheld title. These charts and features demonstrate the strengths of both Nintendo platforms in the first half of 2002, with GC offering polished console experiences and GBA delivering quality handheld titles across various genres. This page continues our look at the best games from the first half of 2002, focusing on the Xbox and WonderSwan platforms. For Xbox, the top-selling titles are highlighted, with Dead or Alive 3 taking the top spot. The article praises this fighter for pushing graphics on the hardware and offering accessible yet deep gameplay. Halo Combat Evolved is also featured, recognized for its groundbreaking first-person perspective, freedom of action using various vehicles and weapons across large environments. Jet Set Radio Future is noted for its unique graffiti action gameplay and distinctive toon-rendered graphics. The WonderSwan section covers its bestsellers, featuring Final Fantasy IV at number 1. This port of the classic RPG is lauded for faithfully recreating the Super Famicom experience while offering the convenience of handheld play. One Piece Grand Battle Swan Coliseum is also showcased as a fighting game with a good variety of character moves and easy-to-learn controls, despite some graphical limitations. Finally, a commentary section discusses the gaming market outlook, suggesting that the latter half of the year holds more promise, with upcoming titles and events like the Tokyo Game Show, positioning it as the period where companies will truly compete with their software lineups. This page features a special look at D3 Publisher, uncovering the secrets behind their successful, Simple series. This series is known for its straightforward naming convention and remarkably low price point, around 1,500 to 2,000 yen, which has allowed them to make a significant impact on players. Since its debut in 1998, the Simple series has released over 100 titles across various genres, achieving cumulative shipments of over 8 million units. The article highlights D3 Publisher's unique business model. They operate with a remarkably small staff of just 13 people and focus entirely on sales and publishing, outsourcing all game development to a network of over 50 partner companies. This lean structure, combined with low development costs and high-volume sales, contributes to their impressive revenue figures. The page includes a financial comparison, showing that while their total revenue is lower than major publishers, their profit per employee is significantly higher. Examples of games in the series are shown through screenshots, including dating simulations, mahjong games, and action titles, demonstrating the series' wide range of themes, always under the prefix, like the dating simulation or the mahjong. The company originated from the familiar CCC Group, known for the Tsutaya rental chain. This deep dive explains how a small publisher can achieve such significant success by focusing on niche markets and efficient operations. This page continues the deep dive into D3 Publisher's successful Simple series, highlighting several specific titles that showcase the range and philosophy of their low-priced games. We see The Love Adventure, Glass Forest, a dating simulation targeted at women with voice acting by popular actors, demonstrating the series' reach into niche genres. There's also Simple 2000 Series Ultimate Volume 5, Fastest, Bosozoku King, a racing game focused on highly customizable Japanese delinquent cars, highlighting the series' willingness to explore specific subcultures. Sports games are featured with the tennis and the off-road buggy, showing accessible takes on popular genres, including features like 4-player support and different game modes. The page also points out the surprising variety with a screenshot of Love Smash, a tennis game that gained attention for its character physics, proving the series isn't afraid of lighthearted or even slightly controversial content. Finally, character tines are presented with Simple 1500 series, Hello Kitty Bowling, designed for ease of play for female users, and Simple 2000 character series, The Military Shogi, a collaboration utilizing the popular Gundam franchise. This lineup effectively illustrates how D3 Publisher leverages the Simple series concept to offer a diverse range of affordable titles across multiple platforms. Beyond the previously discussed titles, D3 Publisher's Simple series offers a wide array of games. Project Minerva, a survival game starring Norika Fujiwara, and Underground Mahjong cheating techniques highlight the series' willingness to explore unusual and niche themes. The quiz, 20,000 Questions, embodies the series' straightforward naming convention with its vast question library. The Love Adventure Bittersweet Fools, a Dreamcast dating sim, offers a unique perspective. The series features amusingly literal titles like The Airplane. D3 Publisher maintains its low-price strategy by keeping development costs low, under 10 million yen, and focusing on high sales volume, The series also encompasses the Practical series of utility games and the Full-Scale Thinking series, featuring robust traditional games, further showcasing the Simple series' diverse range. This page features an interview with Nobuyuki Okajima, the director of D3 Publishers' Software Business Department, discussing their strategy. The core message is a strong focus on responding to user needs. D3 Publisher highlights its strength as a publisher that primarily partners with external developers rather than having a large internal team, allowing them to offer a diverse range of games at low prices, particularly within the successful Simple series. The article includes sales rankings for May and a B-Stuff list for the Simple series overall, demonstrating the sustained popularity and longevity of their titles, even simple ones like mahjong or billiards. The interview delves into the company's low price point strategy, acknowledging the shift from 1,500 yen titles to the current 2,000 yen standard, and explains how cost is managed while maintaining quality. The interviewer and Okajima discuss how the low price model is seen as a key to survival, especially during challenging economic times, emphasizing the importance of listening to user feedback to decide on future titles. This page features a special report on the highly anticipated return of the Mystery Adventure series, Missing Parts, with its second installment on the Dreamcast. The headline announces the return of the protagonist, Detective Shin Kyosuke, in a new series of intertwined cases designed to challenge and delight mystery game fans. The game continues the episodic format of the original, with this entry focusing on File 3, the entrusted paper knife, and File 4, the teddy bear which got damaged. Screenshots showcase the detailed character designs and various environments where the investigations take place. The article emphasizes that playing the previous game will greatly enhance the experience, promising that some lingering mysteries from the first title will be resolved here. It highlights the protagonist's sharp intellect and deduction skills, noting his unconventional approach to cases. This looks like a solid follow-up for fans of the original Missing Parts. This page delivers an in-depth special report on the highly anticipated Dreamcast version of Ikaruga, presented just before its release. Billed as a challenging hard-shooting game, the article emphasizes that it's not just about overwhelming bullet counts, but also features intricate enemy placement and level design that dictate difficulty. The core gameplay mechanics are highlighted, particularly the unique chain combo system achieved by destroying 3 consecutive enemies of the same color, a crucial element that requires strategic thinking beyond simply shooting everything on screen. This puzzle-like aspect is noted as a defining characteristic. The report also details the exclusive features added for the Dreamcast release, including valuable additions like a stage select, a music mode, an illustration gallery, character settings, an increased credit count, and an intriguing prototype mode. Screenshots throughout the page showcase the game's distinctive visual style and intense, calculated enemy patterns, reinforcing the game's reputation for demanding skill and tactical awareness from the player. This looks like the definitive version for fans. This page continues the detailed special report on Ikaruga, diving deeper into its mechanics and challenges. Chapter 02, titled Trial, highlights how the game presents demanding tests that require players to overcome not just external obstacles, but their own limitations. A central element discussed is the secrets of attribute change, explaining the vital white and black polarity system. By matching your ship's attribute to incoming bullets, you absorb them, building energy for the powerful force-release attack and enabling the crucial chain combos. Precise timing and strategic attribute switching are key to survival and high scores, particularly when navigating complex levels with mixed destructible and indestructible elements. Chapter 03, Conviction, touches upon the mental resolve needed to succeed. The page describes specific challenges, such as the terror of the terrain, emphasizing how confined spaces and moving obstacles make precise movement critical. It also details a boss fight against Utsugiro, a multi-part enemy that attacks from all angles and later utilizes a rotating laser, requiring players to quickly identify targets and dodge effectively. Finally, the report features the prototype mode, presented as the ultimate test of skill for stoic shooting enthusiasts. This mode limits your bullet count to 300, forcing players to rely heavily on absorbing enemy fire and executing chain combos for replenishment. It's designed for masters of the game, emphasizing efficient, perfect play over brute force, embodying the ideal of calculated aerial combat. Unlocking it requires demonstrating significant dedication, such as clearing the game without continues. This page provides a special report on the Dreamcast title, Rumbling Hearts, known in Japan as Kimi ga Nozomu Aien. The large title proclaims, "The stopped feelings begin to move again." The story centers on Takayuki Sakaki, who is late to meet his girlfriend, Haruka Suzumiya, and discovers she was in a severe accident. Though she survived, she remained in a coma. After 3 years, Haruka finally awakens, but her memory is fragmented, and she believes time has stopped on the day of the accident. This complicates things as, during her coma, Takayuki developed a relationship with Haruka's sister, Akane, who supported him. The page explains the game's structure is split, detailing the initial relationship before the accident and the aftermath. Images show Haruka unconscious, moments with Takayuki, and Haruka in the hospital, alongside another character who appears to be Akane. The report highlights the core conflict, Takayuki's lingering feelings for Haruka and his love for Akane, setting up a difficult choice. The game is described as a multi-choice love adventure. An information box lists the game's platform as Dreamcast, its genre, publisher Alchemist, a September 26 release date, price, and supported peripherals like the VGA box and visual memory. This page delves into the individuals working at the hospital within Kimi ga Nozomu Iin, framed by the title, Hospital, a place that reminds you of the past, reinforcing its significance to the game's narrative involving Haruka's recovery. Here, we are introduced to 4 key characters who interact with Takayuki and Haruka. First is Hotaru Amakawa, described as an energetic nurse who excels academically but is clumsy in practice. Her dedication to helping others is a strong motivator. Next is Fumio Hoshino, another nurse who appears somewhat casual and focuses on cheering up Haruka with visits and gifts, showing a strong connection to her. The page then presents Motoko Kuzuki, Haruka's attending physician. Despite her unconventional appearance, she's a cool and understanding doctor who provides Takayuki with valuable advice. Finally, Aimi Homura is introduced, an assistant nurse who seems to observe Takayuki with particular interest, although their interactions are minimal. These characters populate the hospital setting, making it more than just a background location, but a key environment where Takayuki faces the consequences of the past and interacts with people who influence his present struggles. The descriptions hint at varied personalities and potential roles in guiding or complicating Takayuki's choices as the story unfolds. This page presents a special report on Bittersweet Fools, the inaugural volume in the Simple 2000 series released for the Dreamcast. This title is touted as a fresh take on the interactive novel genre, offering a narrative told from unique perspectives that intertwine throughout the game. The core structure involves 2 intersecting story paths that unfold as the player makes choices. Key characters are laid out in a relationship chart, illustrating the connections between them, which are crucial to understanding the game's drama. The report includes basic game information, noting its genre as a romance adventure, its budget-friendly price of 2,000 yen, and its publisher, D3 Publisher. The visuals showcase the game's art style, with a main illustration of 2 girls and smaller screenshots, depicting diverse locations, such as a bustling market and a mysterious, dark interior space, giving a glimpse into the settings the story will explore. The next page dives deeper into the 2 distinct narrative paths featured in Bittersweet Fools. The first section focuses on the Alan and T side, introducing Alan, a young hitman, and T, a girl he is tasked with protecting from her organization's internal conflict by his guardian. The story follows their reluctant cohabitation in Italy, highlighting how their unique personalities and circumstances lead to a growing connection, despite Alan's solitary nature and T's difficult situation. Screenshots show Alan and T in various settings, including a scenic bridge view and a kitchen scene hinting at domestic life, alongside more ominous glimpses of dark streets and mysterious encounters. The second section, Palermo and Lini's side, centers on Palermo, an information broker in the underground world. He rescues a girl, Lini, who has lost her memory, and brings her into his home with his colleagues. This creates a new communal life, and Lini's innocent presence begins to open hearts, including Palermo's. The accompanying images depict scenes from their life together, such as a visit to a theater, actually part of their work, a shared bedroom, and moments of distress, hinting at the dangers they face from rival organizations. Both sections feature character portraits and quotes that give insight into the protagonist's thoughts and the game's dramatic themes. This page presents a preview of the adventure game Pandora's Dream for the Dreamcast. The article focuses on the game's unique time-looping premise, where protagonist Hirano Yuito and his fellow art club members find themselves reliving the last week of their summer vacation after discovering a nursing robot named Suwako. The core mystery revolves around the cause of the loop and how to break free. The game introduces the main cast, including Yuito, Suwako, formerly Su-71, and other art club members like Madoka, Miho, and Ritsuko. The narrative structure starts with the Rakuen route, leading into the Hisho route after the player experiences the loop 3 times, which expands the story significantly. Screenshots and illustrations showcase key moments, including the discovery of Suwako, scenes with the club members, and event CGS that reveal new episodes with the heroines as the loops progress. The game was developed by Pajamas Soft and published by NEC Interchannel. This page delves deeper into the recurring time loops within Pandora's Dream, highlighting key moments from both the Rakuen and his Rasho story arcs. It breaks down events across the first 3 loops, showing how the protagonist Yuito and the other characters gradually notice the strange repetition and the subtle changes occurring. In the Rakuen arc, the first loop details the standard summer art camp activities, the second loop sees strange occurrences like a broken pool that wasn't broken before, and the third loop shows characters like Suwako starting to act differently, such as changing her appearance based on Yuito's suggestion. The article notes that these discrepancies are the protagonist's first clues that something is wrong. The focus shifts to the Hisho arc as the loops continue, putting the spotlight on the character Ran. Her actions become increasingly strange and significant within the looping time frame. Scenes depicted include Ran drawing intently and later disappearing at night, hinting at a deeper mystery surrounding her role in the events. The page also spotlights other character moments, such as Mikuni without her glasses during a bath scene, suggesting personal revelations or bonding moments occur amidst the bizarre looping reality. The narrative emphasis is on how these repeated experiences peel back layers of the characters and the central mystery, building towards understanding the cause of the loop and finding a way to break it. This page dives into the suspenseful world of Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. The article highlights key events that unfold during the first 3 days of the game, focusing on the differing experiences based on which of the 2 protagonists the player is following. The central premise revolves around a mysterious accident at the futuristic marine theme park Lemieux. The page explains that players have just 119 hours until a critical bulkhead collapses, trapping everyone inside. The feature breaks down significant moments on May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, illustrating the escalating tension and bizarre occurrences. Key terms crucial to the game's setting and plot are introduced, such as Lemieux itself, a floating and underwater theme park, Lemmy, its central control system, pressure bulkheads, and the unique neutral buoyancy elevator known as A. Screenshots depict dramatic scenes, including a tense moment in a decompression chamber, and characters encountering strange phenomena, hinting at the dangers faced by the survivors. The article emphasizes the game's structure as a romance adventure, where exploring the different character perspectives is key to uncovering the full story and understanding the unfolding mystery. The DC version details are provided, including its support for VGA boxes, the Puru Puru pack, and the memory card 4X. This page continues the deep dive into Ever 17, the Out of Infinity, shifting focus to the diverse cast of heroines and how their interactions shape the narrative depending on which protagonist the player follows. The heroine search section introduces key female characters crucial to uncovering the mystery. These include Sugumi, a mysterious girl with a hidden temper; Sarah, a genius hacker and underclassman; Coco, a cheerful and seemingly innocent girl with a love for American jokes and her electronic dog; and Yumi Kotoshiro, an energetic 18-year-old student with extensive knowledge of survival and archaeology. The article emphasizes how the differences in the protagonist's approach fundamentally alter the story and the relationships explored. Depending on whether you play as the amnesiac kid or the gruff Takeshi, you will witness different actions, uncover varying layers of the human drama, and interact with the cast in unique ways. Specific sections highlight these differing perspectives, such as Takeshi view, focusing on Sugumi's injury and Sora's state of mind, and Kid view, exploring Kid's objective and Sarah's feelings. Screenshots illustrate moments from these different paths, showing character interactions and dialogue reflecting their unique situations. The overarching theme, hinted at by the large text, suggests that the ultimate truth of the events is hidden deep within the submerged setting of Lemieux. This page features a special report on the Xbox title, Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball. The large vertical text proclaims it as the ultimate resort and ultimate volleyball. The main image is a stunning full-page render of Kasumi, a popular character from the Dead or Alive fighting series, enjoying the sun on the beach in her bikini and holding a volleyball. The smaller text on the right discusses Kasumi's appearance as a gravure idol or poster, suggesting readers can use the page as a poster. It also highlights the code, kunoichi, visible on the volleyball, identifying it as a development code and hinting that the game is aimed at women, including the characters themselves. It's a showcase page dedicated to one of the game's key characters and its relaxing resort theme. This page continues the deep dive into Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, specifically focusing on the game's detailed gravure system. The main article asks just how extensive this system is, showcasing various character poses beyond simple beach lounging, such as floating in the pool or lying on the sand. A notable new pose highlighted is Ayane climbing a palm tree, a surprising interaction with the environment that the magazine suggests might involve real-time movement movies. The article speculates on the depth of these character actions and the potential for unexpected scenarios. Other section discusses the possibility of characters freely entering and exiting the water, hinting at realistic real-time effects like water splashes and wet clothing, which would be a significant detail. The page features several screenshots illustrating these points, including the palm tree climbing, a character by the poolside, and another kneeling on the beach. The Tecmo Ninja official corner feature on this page delves further into the gravure system, promising in-depth information obtained through interviews and details about the volleyball gameplay itself. A small data panel confirms the game is planned for a fall release on Xbox and is currently 60% complete, classifying it as sports action. Overall, the page emphasizes the game's focus on stunning visuals, detailed character interactions with the environment, and expanding the scope of its visual presentation. Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball offers a deep item and gravure system. Players earn points to purchase items like hats, footwear, sandals, sneakers, and accessories. These items enhance the visual appeal of the characters within the game's gravure system. The game's controls are intuitive, mirroring those of Dead or Alive 3. The article showcases how camera angles and environmental elements like parasols can enhance the resort atmosphere. Players can mix and match items for customized fashion. Novelty items like cat ears add to the playful customization options, creating unique beach scenes and emphasizing the depth of the game's visual presentation. This page focuses on Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball for Xbox, showcasing gameplay visuals and details about the game's features and development. You'll see screenshots of beach volleyball action and close-ups highlighting the detailed character models and customization options. The page includes an interview with Team Ninja head Tomonobu Itagaki, where he discusses the game's progress, noting it's roughly 60% complete overall, but with high quality already achieved. He talks about the extensive item system, treating the development of items like nurturing plants and aiming for a large variety, with plans for at least 50 unique items per character. Itagaki emphasizes that the game is primarily a character-driven vacation simulation, where beach volleyball is one activity among many, rather than just a sports game. He also touches on future plans, including integrating items like manicures and leisure items like inner tubes, which are also featured separately on the page. There's a quirky section about a Yarrow project, seemingly a fan-inspired idea or segment, exploring the inclusion of male characters in the game's context. Finally, a swimsuit design contest for the game is announced with a deadline. This page really highlights the unique blend of sports, simulation, and extensive customization that defines Dobax BV. This page introduces Jockey's Road for the Xbox, making it the first horse racing game on the platform. Unlike previous horse racing games that were often breeding or management sims, this title is described as a unique RPG focusing on the growth of a rookie jockey and the action of racing. The core concept is the success story of a new jockey. The game combines RPG elements to tell the human drama of the horse racing world and the people involved, with the action of racing itself. Players take on the role of a rookie jockey aiming for the top, participating in hundreds of races. Your performance in races will determine your path, whether you succeed in Jaguar races with your favorite horse, or retire after setbacks. The game encourages players to train their jockey and horse during the week to prepare for weekend races and strive for the glory of a top jockey. Key features highlighted include experiencing the human drama within the training center, interacting with various peoples, and encountering events that unfold the story dramatically. Real race courses are faithfully reproduced, with detailed graphics simulating dirt, grass, and weather, plus numerous camera angles including a jockey's first-person view for immersive racing. The game also emphasizes the feeling of becoming one with the horse, using analog stick controls for whip timing and coordinating with the horse's breathing,
which is essential to becoming a skilled jockey.
The game was slated for release on October 10th, priced at 6,800 yen. This page delves further into the blend of RPG and action elements in Jockey's Road. The core gameplay loop is detailed, following a weekly cycle of training at the center, performing final workouts, and then competing in races. Success in these weekend races fuels your progress.
A key mechanic introduced is Jockey's Points, or JP tiers. These points are earned by achieving good results in races and completing tasks like training events. You can then allocate these JOP to enhance either your jockey's abilities, like improving gate starts or overall riding ease, or to boost your horse's stats, such as making them calmer or increasing their top speed at the start. This system directly ties your performance to character and horse development. The game's story is also influenced by your racing performance. Good results lead to requests to ride better horses from trainers and owners, opening up opportunities to compete in higher-level races. Conversely, poor performance or fouls can damage your reputation and potentially lead to setbacks. The narrative centers around the main character, but includes specific sub-stories for rival horses and various episodes, some tailored to delight real-life horse racing fans, adding depth to the overall experience. The screenshots show the race action, character profiles, and interactions at the stable. This page is a feature on Maximum Chase for the Xbox, highlighting its intense car action and stunts in the streets of Los Angeles, proclaiming it car chase that exceeds movies. The core gameplay structure alternates between thrilling chase mode sequences and gunfight mode, with movie scenes woven in between to advance the narrative. In chase mode, the focus is on evading relentless pursuers and finding a path to escape by navigating traffic and destroying environmental obstacles. The action starts in the city but progresses to the suburbs, requiring players to utilize various tactics beyond just high-speed driving, like using the environment to their advantage. Vehicle damage is critical, and accumulating too much can be fatal. The game also features a replay system that ties into the story, allowing players to appreciate their performance and the narrative development, which can be influenced by difficulty settings. Classic cars like the Chevrolet Camaro are featured prominently, with the game aiming to replicate the excitement and destructive nature of movie car chases, citing inspiration from films like 60 Seconds. Overall, the game aims to deliver a cinematic, high-octane driving experience. This page continues the look at Maximum Chase for the Xbox, shifting focus to the intense gunfight mode. While escaping is crucial, this mode emphasizes fighting back against pursuers using various weapons, requiring players to carefully aim and shoot while avoiding damage. A special maximum shot system is highlighted, allowing players to target weak points for instant enemy takedowns, adding a strategic layer to the high-speed combat. The feature also showcases some of the impressive vehicles players will control or encounter, including the versatile Chevrolet S10 pickup, the iconic Chevrolet Corvette, the sleek Nissan 350Z, referred to here by its Japanese name, Fairlady Z, and the luxurious Lexus SC 430. Adding to the game's cinematic ambition, the feature introduces the main characters, who appear in movie-like scenes woven throughout the gameplay. These roles are played by actors known from television and film. We learn about Rick Summer, the player's detective character, his partner, Irvin Beret, the mysterious Catherine Stanfield who kicks off the plot, the mercenary Ivan, and the main antagonist, Coleman, the head of a powerful syndicate in Los Angeles. The narrative, driven by these characters, appears to be a significant part of the game's experience. This page dives deep into the highly anticipated Xbox title, Steel Battalion, known as Tekken in Japan. The main focus is the incredible immersion provided by its massive, multi-part dedicated controller, allowing players to feel the pulse of steel as they pilot their vertical tank. The page includes a hands-on report detailing the experience. The reviewer emphasizes that the unique control scheme fundamentally changes the gameplay, making it far more tactile and intense than typical simulations. They describe the feeling of closing the hatch, starting the engine, and the distinct handling of different VTS, noting how this impacts tactical choices in combat. The report specifically covers playing Mission 2, titled Coastal Fort Construction. This mission tasks the player with deploying to secure a coastal area and encountering an enemy ambush. The description highlights dealing with enemy VT transports and support VTS hidden in caves, as well as artillery fire,
requiring strategic engagement before friendly forces are overwhelmed. The page also announces the last chance to try Steel Battalion before its release at the SIG3 2002 event in late August. Attendees could experience the game firsthand and purchase original merchandise like dog tags, wristbands, and t-shirts. The game is set to release on September 5th for 19,800 yen, including the specialized controller.
This page continues the deep dive into Steel Battalion, exploring the tactical nuances required to master the game beyond just operating the complex controller. It highlights that bullets don't always penetrate armor or deal damage outside effective range, emphasizing the need for strategic targeting and positioning. The page provides specific tactical advice, like how to approach the northern cliff area from Mission 2, recommending a southern detour to deal with enemy VTS before engaging the main force from a distance with powerful weapons like the Decider's 315mm cannon. It also stresses the importance of the slide-step maneuver to evade enemy fire, noting that enemy projectiles are often slow enough to dodge. Beyond combat, the article reveals other elements, such as the boombox item costing 1,000 allocation points, which provides in-game background music. It touches on using the manipulator arms and customizing the cockpit display lines for better visibility. Effective use of the radio for calling support or confirming orders is also crucial. The page then introduces the different selectable VTS. The Fallschirm, good for speedy close combat despite its assault rifle's short range. The Decider, the reliable main unit of the Trans-Pacific mechanism, known for its high armor and powerful 315mm cannon and plasma torch. And the low-cost bits, which has a monochrome monitor and seems less capable, suggesting cheapness as its primary trait. The descriptions reinforce that VT choice, along with weight limits and weapon selection, is key to success. This page focuses on Sega GT 2002 for Xbox, highlighting exciting new content. It reveals 3 new road courses set within a deep forest. These tracks are described as original designs but are said to resemble famous real-world circuits like Nürburgring and Spa-Francorchamps, promising challenging layouts. Furthermore, the page details brand new gameplay modes being introduced. In addition to the previously known drag racing mode, a Gymkhana-style test course is featured. This allows players to freely practice fundamental driving techniques, such as acceleration, braking, weight transfer, and drifting in an open area marked by pylons. This mode is ideal for honing skills and understanding car behavior. The page also touches on how different drive types, like front-wheel drive, FF, and rear-wheel drive, FR, handled differently, particularly during cornering and braking, crucial for mastering car control. Developer comments hint at the specific concepts or challenges behind some of the new tracks. This page delves further into Sega GT 2002, showcasing more exciting content. We see 2 new courses revealed. Green Castle, an early morning forest track with challenging blind corners and high-speed sections, and Standing Nights, a technical night variation of Green Castle demanding precise braking. Mastering these layouts will test your control. The page also highlights the lineage of Grachan machines, featuring legendary Japanese race cars from the 1970s Fuji Grand Champion series making their appearance. We get a look at the lightweight Mazda Savannah RX-3, the powerful Nissan Fairlady Z240Z Racing Edition, the dominant Nissan Skyline GTR Racing Edition known for its incredible win streak, and the Toyota Celica 1600 GT, a fierce competitor to the GTR. Furthermore, the game accurately reproduces the differences in drive systems, illustrating how mid-engine, rear-wheel drive cars excel in tight turns, and how four-wheel drive provides powerful acceleration and traction. Finally, the 5th installment of special car introductions is featured, bringing new, unique vehicles to the game. These include the potent Caterham Super 7 JPE, the rare Giant Caspita Group C car, and the classic Jaguar MK2. A surprising addition with its history as a high-performance luxury sedan that even saw racing action. These special cars are all game debuts, adding great variety. This page features the action game Shinobi, released for the PlayStation 2 by Sega and Overworks. Set for a December 5th release at 6,800 yen, the article introduces the game's detailed world and the protagonist, Hatsuma, leader of the Oboro Ninja Clan. Profiles are included for several characters. Hatsuma is highlighted as the main character. Homura is introduced as a fiery demon ninja with a strong sense of justice. Ageha is another ninja from the village, described as strong-willed,
who left the clan sometime prior to the game's events. A Shinobi Tips section details the internal structure of the Oboro clan, outlining the hierarchy of upper, middle, and lower ninja ranks. It explains the selection process and the roles expected at each level, emphasizing the importance of different skills like strength for Jonin and leadership for Chunin. The clan is overseen by a council of elders and the clan leader. The next page continues the deep dive into the world of Shinobi, specifically focusing on the elite members of the Oboro clan. The Shinobi Tips section expands on the hierarchy, discussing the upper ninja as highly individualistic operatives chosen for their unique combat abilities, often acting independently rather than in groups. Their selection is based purely on merit. Several key characters are profiled. One is the fiery demon who controls flames, described as having fought through hundreds of battles and bearing countless scars, embodying a life of conflict. Another profile features Kazami, detailing his history within the clan. The large character art on the right depicts the leader figure, referred to as the leader of the Oboro Ninja Army. He is described as a master of martial arts, revered and feared, who trains many ninja within the clan. There's also a section discussing the fate of Hotsuma and Moritsune, hinting at a significant storyline involving the protagonist and another important figure, illustrated with screenshots that appear to show dramatic moments between characters. The page emphasizes the distinct personalities and roles of these powerful ninja within the clan's structure. This page dives into the world of New Romania. Paroli Seishun for the PlayStation 2, the follow-up to the unique life simulation game, Romania number 203. This time, the player's subject is Neji Taihei, now a young working adult, allowing for a new perspective on his life. Described as a human observation simulation, the game lets players subtly intervene in Neji's daily routine, influencing his life choices and experiences. The developers have significantly increased the number of scenarios compared to the previous title, promising a richer and more varied look into Neji's world. The article includes an interview with producer Yukifumi Makino from Wavemaster. He explains the meaning behind the subtitle Paroli Seishun, which loosely translates to a moment of youthfulness or vulnerability. Makino emphasizes that while Neji's core personality won't dramatically change, players will witness subtle growth and development through numerous slice-of-life scenarios. The gameplay revolves around clicking on objects in Neji's environment, which he then notices and reacts to, sometimes changing his actions. The screenshots show Neji in his apartment, highlighting the familiar interface where players select interactions. Currently, the release date and price for the game are listed as undecided. The focus remains on providing a deep, observational experience centered around the everyday life and subtle Paroli moments of youth. This page delves further into New Romania, Paroli Seishun, focusing on characters and gameplay mechanics. The game centers around observing and subtly influencing the life of Neji, the protagonist from Romania number 203, now a young adult. Players act as observers, using a Navi system to suggest actions for Neji based on the game's narrative and his environment, essentially guiding his life path. Key characters highlighted include Neji's longtime friend Takahashi and his boss Nashimoto and Nashimoto's son, Keisuke. The game promises an expansion of scenarios compared to the previous title, offering more intricate slice-of-life situations for players to explore. A feature from the previous game, Searching for Chibineji, seems to return, alongside new gameplay elements like hints provided visually. The page also features a report on a live event for Sarani Poj, the in-game band, showcasing their vocalist Yukichi performing. This highlights the expansion of the game's universe beyond just Neji's apartment. Relatedly, an official fan website for the series has opened, and a CD featuring arrangements of music from Romania number 203 has been released. The developers state the game aims to satisfy both newcomers and fans of the original by offering a richer, more detailed observation experience. This page is a manga column by artist Izumi Takemoto, reflecting on the popular Japanese trend of associating personality traits with blood types. Takemoto starts by asking readers their blood type, or what they think hers is, noting that asking this way is typical of B or O types. She describes how she puts on a good impression for strangers, leading them to guess she's a type, but feels her true B-type flaws eventually show. She shares a humorous anecdote about growing up in a family where everyone was B-type, leading her to believe it was the most common blood type, and finding it easygoing. Takemoto, believing herself to be B-type, jokes about aspiring to be like the famous B-type manga artist Osamu Tezuka. However, a significant shock is revealed when she finds out she is actually a type. She equates this discovery to the shock of learning that legendary baseball player Shigeo Nagashima is also a type. The column ends with her comically searching for a new emotional support now that her B-type identity is gone, suggesting Leiji Matsumoto, another manga artist, though acknowledging it's a bit different. The page doesn't feature any specific games, but offers a peek into the author's personality and cultural context around blood-type beliefs in Japan.
This page features a reader mail and character corner, introduced with the main title, Dorimaga Casualty, and a comment about a character being forbidden, along with the character Riru. The Riru's word attack section presents letters from readers to Riru. These include personal anecdotes, questions about her backstory, and even some playful challenges. One reader asks about the game Zoku Sagare Ijiri, sequel to Sagare Ijiri, and another references the famous ping-pong player Ai Fukuhara, asking about Riru's skill. Riru provides playful, character-focused responses. A feature titled This Week's Loli Loli Swimsuit Award profiles a character described as having appeared in Seguichi last issue. Without realizing it, her stats, including height, weight, and measurements, B90F, W55, H86, are listed, along with her age, 15, and a humorous anecdote about her only swim experience. The accompanying illustration shows a young girl with demon wings and tail, wearing a swimsuit and holding a flotation ring. The comments from famous people section include short messages from various individuals, likely magazine staff or contributors. These range from encouragement for Ruru to specific mentions, like one referencing Tokimeki Memo Girl's side. Finally, two character profiles are shown at the bottom. Dreamage, described as a 100,038-year-old demon lord, and Dorikaga, identified as a master of shining technique. These appear to be magazine-specific mascot characters. This page features the second annual Dorikoro Swimsuit Contest, an event the magazine staff eagerly anticipated. Readers have submitted illustrations, primarily featuring characters in swimsuits, vying for various awards. The main section highlighted here is the Ruru Award of the Mysterious Sea, where contributors showcase their take on characters, often Ruru herself, enjoying the summer. The page displays multiple illustrations, each with a caption indicating the contributor's location and name, followed by a brief comment on the artwork. For instance, we see contributions from Yamagata Prefecture, Ibaraki Prefecture, Ashichi Prefecture, and more. The comments often praise the character's swimsuit design, expression, or the overall mood of the piece, sometimes referencing specific characters or game series like Cleopatra's Fortune. One illustration features multiple characters together, described as being surrounded by heroines and feeling satisfied. Another focuses on the enchanting hip line of a character named Nei from Fantasy Earth Genesis. The variety of styles and characters reflects the diverse readership and their creative interpretations. At the bottom, the Unconfirmed Information Bureau provides speculative news bites, such as potential future developments for game series or characters. For example, it mentions that the character names in Sakura Wars 5 are expected to be Ratchet-related, and that the protagonist of Virtua Fighter Quest is rumored to be Brigitte. This page continues the Dorimaga Coliseum Reader Submission section, featuring more entries from the Swimsuit Illustration Contest. The main highlight is the Kitakuji Hanabi's Butt Award, showcasing an illustration of the Sakura Wars character, Kitakuji Hanabi, from the rear in a swimsuit. Below this, numerous other reader-submitted swimsuit illustrations are displayed, featuring a variety of characters from different games. You see characters likely from Shenmue, Memories Off Second, Pia Carrot, Iyukoso 3, Missing Parts, The King of Fighters, and Sakura Wars, as well as characters from games not originally on Dreamcast, like Tifa from Final Fantasy V2, Momo from Xenosaga, a character resembling Kotori from Kimikis, Nobita from Doraemon, a character resembling Sakura Haruno from Naruto, and a character from Super Robot Wars. The captions provide the contributor's location and name, along with brief, often humorous, or appreciative comments on the artwork and character choices. A small section at the bottom, "New! I hate this kind of thing!" quote, features bizarre and amusing game ideas proposed by readers, including requests related to Panzer Dragoon,
Phantasy Star Online, and Super Robot Wars. The page concludes by announcing the theme for the next contest round is Chinese Girl Aru Heart, and sets the deadline for submissions. The sidebar provides a quick guide to the various reader participation corners within the magazine. This page continues the Dorimaga Coliseum reader submission section. It features Masters of Panel manga, showcasing humorous 4-panel comics submitted by readers, often referencing games like Shenmue and Sakura Wars, including ideas like finding the character Casca, or a concept for Shusupuri 2. Adjacent to this is a special feature titled Shenmue Forever, dedicated to submissions that cross over Shenmue with classic manga from over 10 years prior, featuring characters like Ryo Hazuki, interacting with figures resembling those from Doraemon and Chai the Brat. Below, the Game Fusion section presents creative reader ideas for combining 2 different games into a new concept, such as merging Shining Force and Wizardry to create Shining Wizard, or Smash Ping Pong and Detective Dash into Ping Pong Dash. Finally, the Our Beloved Games section shares reader opinions on their favorite games, with entries discussing the intense challenge of Thunder Force V, the impactful visual novel Air with its character Misuzu Kamio, and the enjoyable adventure of Kingdom Hearts, highlighting characters like Donald, Goofy, Cloud, and Aerith. A small note at the bottom mentions the conclusion of a points ranking system and a request for postcards for prize delivery. This page dives deeper into the Dorimaga Coliseum Reader Corner, starting with Anikara Daisuki, which is all about anime karaoke songs. Readers are requesting tracks like the opening theme, Ask Dana from Cowboy Bebop, the movie, and Shout It Loud from King of Bandit Jing, showing a love for anime tunes that are hitting karaoke boxes. There's also a mention of music from Gun Parade March. A humorous section called Idiot Brain Transformation features reader submissions transforming words into silly or game-related concepts. It's a bit of lighthearted fun with language. The page also announces the start of a new ranking system for submissions and shows the cumulative point ranking from the previous season. This ranking tracks points earned by contributors, with Guretsufu 666 currently leading the pack. They are highlighted as the target to beat in the new ranking season. One particularly cool section is If I Could Meet You in a Dream, showcasing reader-submitted illustrations. Featured here is fan art of Aika from Skies of Arcadia. A contributor expresses their excitement about the release of Skies of Arcadia Legends on GameCube, and their strong desire for a sequel, Skies of Arcadia 2. Finally, there's a section outlining the rules for submitting illustrations and text contributions, detailing file formats, and contact information. It's the nitty-gritty for anyone wanting to get their work published in the magazine. This page features a significant media announcement. The Back to the Future trilogy is coming to DVD. This highly anticipated time travel action film series is being released as a complete trilogy box set. The set includes all 3 movies, Back to the Future, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, and features extras like audio commentary from director Robert Zemeckis. The article highlights the core appeal of the series, its imaginative story spanning multiple eras. It briefly recaps the plots for each part. Part 1 sees Marty McFly travel back to 1955, interfering with his parents' first meeting. Part 2 sends Marty and Doc Brown to the future year 2015, leading to chaos in an alternate 1985. Finally, Part 3 concludes the saga in the Wild West of 1885. The page includes images of Marty, Doc, and the iconic time-traveling DeLorean, along with screenshots from the films, showcasing memorable scenes and the characters in different time periods. It also touches upon details like checking out the DVD jacket in stores, and features a MAME knowledge section with trivia about the series, such as the rival Biff Tannen, and how changes in the past affect the future. It's exciting to see such a classic film trilogy getting a DVD release, bringing these timeless adventures back for fans. This page continues the discussion on enjoying the Back to the Future trilogy now that it's available on DVD, highlighting the features and ways fans can appreciate the films. There's also a picture of a steam engine from the third movie. Further down, a column features a review of the film Austin Powers, Goldmember. The reviewer, Nakamura Russia, shares their experience, noting the challenges of American humor translating well and giving their personal take on the movie, accompanied by a distinctive illustration. A separate box provides details on the Austin Powers release, including its roadshow premiere date, major cast members like Mike Myers,
Beyoncé, and Michael Caine, and its significant production cost. The bottom of the page includes various ranking lists, covering popular game soundtracks, game-related books, game software, and movies. This page features a column by publicist Fumio Kurokawa, titled Parting. The piece begins by touching upon financial news from companies like PCWJ and Konami, but quickly delves into a more personal and philosophical reflection on life, death, and the nature of goodbyes. Triggered by personal experiences and the passage of time, the author contemplates the suddenness of loss and the importance of moments shared. The column then shifts perspective to the game industry itself, viewing it as undergoing a generational shift, with a responsibility to pass on valuable lessons and creations to the future. It's a poignant look at life cycles, both personal and professional. Below the column is the game industry news headlines section. Key news includes the launch of Ragnarok Online in Japan, a manga cancellation due to controversy, a Shakespeare theme park construction in the U.S., and the start of PlayStation 2 Online in North America. This page features episode 148 of the manga strip Something Yoshimatsu Theater. The strip centers around a character depicted with a PlayStation 2 console for a head, navigating humorous situations. The narrative involves a search for someone named Kyasuko, the appearance of a Panasonic DVD/HDD recorder model DMR-HS2, and a discussion that surprisingly touches upon the Nintendo game Mario Sunshine, noting it's a great game for hot weather. The strip follows the PS2 head character's interactions with others, including one with a distinctive swirling face design, who seems to get dizzy or upset easily. There's also commentary on recording or watching media, with the PS2 character complaining about getting bloodshot eyes, possibly from watching anime DVDs. The strip uses visual gags, like the swirling face indicating confusion or distress, and the character's reactions to technology. It appears to offer a lighthearted, possibly slightly critical or observational, take on the gaming landscape and related technology of the time, perhaps commenting on the prominence of the PlayStation 2 or the adoption of new tech like DVD recorders, all within a Sega Magazine context. The author, Samushingu Yoshimatsu, is known for their work related to Sega games. This page focuses on the latest anime information, prominently featuring the OVA release of Nurse Witch Komugi Magical Te Karte 1. This OVA, released on August 23rd, is a lighthearted gag comedy spin-off centered around the popular character Komugi from the darker series, The Soul Taker. The page provides details on its release, including price and production staff, and includes character profiles for Komugi, Koyori Kokubunji, Mugimaru, and Shiro, along with a brief plot summary. It also mentions related releases, like the soundtrack and the official website. The page also highlights special anime programming on CS channels, including a massive 30-hour marathon on Animax, showcasing the first episodes of 63 Toei anime classics, and information about the airing of the anime series Princess Tutu on Kid Station. Overall, it's a page dedicated to anime news and features from the time. This page continues with a look at new anime video and music releases that were hitting the market. Featured here are several TV anime series making their way to home video formats like VHS and DVD, including the second volumes of the popular sci-fi series Hack/Sign and the romantic comedy Happy Lesson the TV, as well as the third volume of the fantasy comedy Pita 10, and the seventh volume of the action-packed X the Animation. You also see volume 12 of the unique sci-fi series Figure 17, Tsubasa and Hikaru. On the OVA front, there's a complete DVD collection for the romance series Sakura Diaries. The page also touches upon some titles aimed at a more mature audience, highlighting the third OVA volumes for series based on popular 18-plus PC games, specifically Dukusei and Natural 2 Duo. Below the video releases, the page shifts focus to CD single releases, showcasing theme songs and character creds from popular anime. This includes the new ending theme for Chobits, a character CD for Koyomi from Azumanga Daioh, the opening and ending themes for Witch Hunter Robin, and the themes for the new OVA series Happy World. It's a solid snapshot of the anime and related music scene from the time, perfect for fans looking to add to their collections. This page features several columns exploring different aspects of gaming and culture. The main article, titled Gamer's Man's Way, discusses the philosophy behind pro wrestling video games. The author argues that since real pro wrestling is more of a show with predetermined outcomes than a true combat sport like UFC or Pride, games should prioritize simulating the entertainment and storytelling aspects rather than just realistic fighting mechanics. Below that,
A comic and essay section titled Mokyo Mokyu Ankoku Tengokuki, Tentative, by Yoshiharu Maita, provides a personal touch, recounting a visit to Comiket, the famous Japanese fan convention, and the joy of finding interesting fan publications. The author also briefly mentions thoughts on game design, specifically wanting to create a game with branching story paths. Finally, the page includes the last installment of Hiroji Hayama's column, Hayama Aniki Hiroji's Punch Drunkard. In this farewell piece, Hayama reflects on the general mood of the country and emphasizes the importance of staying positive, or having Genki. He promotes his latest album, also titled, Put Out Your Genki, and encourages readers to embrace their own potential. The column includes details about the album and a release event.
This page is packed with various columns and comics, offering personal insights into the gaming world. The Lai Crane 600 column by Tsurumi Rokuyaku shares a fascinating behind-the-scenes tale about the early development of Panzer Dragoon. The author recounts initial skepticism about a project blending flight simulation and 360-degree shooting concepts, only for it to become a smash hit. The takeaway? Sometimes, you just have to take a gamble on unconventional ideas for success. A comic strip by Shunji Inomoto accompanies this, humorously depicting the joy of achieving 100% completion in Panzer Dragoon on the Sega Saturn. Elsewhere on the page, voice actress Naomi Minami pens the final installment of her Open Sesame column, reflecting on her time writing and her passion for games. She mentions some of her recent voice acting work in anime like Gone Riders. A comic strip titled Occupational Disease by Aya Toy provides light-hearted observations, including thoughts on visits to Yokohama Chinatown and the habit of collecting small items. This page features an interview with film director Hiroshi Shimizu, discussing his movie Chicken Heart. The article delves into the film's themes, centering on men who live laid-back lives and struggle to fit into mainstream society, but are faced with finding their resolve. Shimizu expresses his fondness for depicting characters who don't easily ride the wave of society, suggesting that aspects of these characters resonate with many people. He contrasts Chicken Heart, which explores life in its various forms, with his previous film, Ikinai, Living, which focused on death. The director believes true change for these characters, often labeled as dropouts, must come from within. The page includes a profile of Shimizu, noting his work assisting Takeshi Kitano on films like Sonatine and Brother, before his own directorial debut with Ikinai in 1998. This page features information on official complete guides for 2 visual novel games. The top section highlights the guide for Elysian Sanctuary of the Water Mirror, showing elegant character artwork. This guide is presented as comprehensive, offering strategy tips, a story digest, a glossary, and detailed flowcharts for all heroine events, including the Dreamcast exclusive heroine, Charlotte. It also provides tips for completing the art gallery. The guide is a 5-size, 112 pages, full color, and priced at 1,600 yen, and comes with an original postcard. The bottom section focuses on the official complete guide for 2 Again and Refrain, Dusukai, 2 Again and Refrain. The artwork shows characters in various settings, including school uniforms. This guide delves into the Again and Refrain routes in detail and provides complete strategies for all heroine routes using flowcharts. It is also an A5-size, 128-page, full-color guide priced at 1,600 yen and promises to cover everything about the game. Both guides are advertised as being on sale now. At the very bottom, there is publisher and contact information for SoftBank Publishing. This page features the magazine's reader questionnaire postcard, providing a direct channel for feedback to the editorial team. This is where readers shared their thoughts on the issue, their gaming habits, and their hardware setups. The questionnaire covers key areas like demographics, preferred sources for gaming information, how often they respond to surveys, and their favorite game genres, which is vital for understanding the readership. Crucially, it asks readers to identify which articles from Table 1 they found most interesting, and which they found least interesting. It also prompts them to list the gaming hardware they currently own, and which systems they plan to buy from the list in Table 2. Finally, it asks about the upcoming software they are most anticipating from the release schedule shown later in the magazine. This survey was a direct way for players to influence future content and highlight their interests in specific games and consoles like the Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. This page features Sachiko Kamimura's game Tiger's Den, a humorous manga detailing the author's adventures in the online world of Vana'diel,
the setting for Final Fantasy XI. The strip follows the character Rupo as they navigate the early challenges of this massive multiplayer online RPG. It depicts familiar FFXI activities like scouting for parties, accepting support job quests, and journeying to areas like the fishing village of Selbina. The manga humorously portrays the struggles of hunting specific monsters like ghouls and bogies, highlighting the low drop rates and the difficulty of battles. Rupopo's party is shown getting overwhelmed by bogies, leading to frequent retreats, a common experience for players facing tough enemies in Vana'diel. The strip captures the daily grind and occasional frustrations of life as an adventurer in FFXI. A profile confirms Rupo's progression, currently a level 26 warrior and a level 13 red mage. The accompanying text also includes a brief introduction to the author, Sachiko Kamimura. This page provides a special report on the PlayStation 2 title, Tantei Jinguji Saburo, Innocent Black, a mystery adventure game from WorkJam. The report details the fundamental gameplay elements players will utilize to unravel cases. Investigation involves engaging in conversations with various characters, observing their reactions, and navigating through different locations using a map of Tokyo or within specific areas. Players manage their inventory, including a vital notebook that tracks case details, character profiles, and memos which expand as the investigation progresses. A mobile phone allows for crucial communication through calls and messages. The report also delves into the character of the protagonist, Saburo Jinguji, highlighting his reputation as a charismatic figure known for his popularity, particularly among women. The relationship dynamics, including the hinted feelings of his assistant Yoko for him, are touched upon, suggesting these personal elements play a role in the narrative set against a backdrop of serious crimes like serial murders and drug-related incidents in Shinjuku's Kabukicho district. The game follows Jinguji's daily routine, starting from his office, illustrating how he tackles each case step by step using deduction and his detective tools. Scheduled for an October release, priced at 5,800 yen, Innocent Black offers a classic hard-boiled detective experience on the PS2. This page delves deeper into the mechanics and characters of the PlayStation 2 mystery adventure, Tantei Jinguji Saburo, Innocent Black. It outlines the core investigative actions players will perform. Information gathering is key, starting with interrogation, where you talk to people, select topics, and observe their reactions, revisiting conversations for new leads. The timeline advances as you take action, altering available locations and who you can meet. Observation is crucial during conversations, allowing you to gauge a person's mood and reactions to guide your questioning effectively. Searching involves examining locations in detail, allowing for both standard views and close-up inspection of points of interest. Finally, deduction is where you piece together the collected information to solve the case. Beyond investigation, features like a jukebox for listening to background music and a bar where Jinguji can interact with characters offer moments of respite and potential hints. The page also introduces key characters involved in the story. Sanzo Kumano, a veteran detective and Jinguji's friend, Shiho Miyoshi, a forensic researcher, and Naohisa Imaizumi, a gang leader who respects Jinguji. The mysterious woman from the previous page is also shown again, still identified as Who. Developer comments from producer Hidetaka Nishiyama and scenario writer Yutaka Kamishiro highlight their goal of portraying a more human Jinguji, balancing his cool detective persona with moments of vulnerability. They emphasize the importance of strong dialogue and character interactions in building the game's narrative and human drama, evolving the protagonist from previous series entries. This page dives into the world of Ark the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits, a PlayStation 2 RPG aiming for a future of peace. It sets the stage by introducing the concept of spirits dwelling in all things, and their complex history with humanity, including a past great disaster and the current era of conflict between humans and demons. The article highlights key characters, prominently featuring Karg and his unique ability to hear the voices of spirits. Screenshots show in-game dialogue and environments, giving a glimpse into the game's presentation. A particularly interesting section focuses on the 5 great spirits, depicted as powerful beings at the pinnacle of the spirit hierarchy, who interact with Karg. Basic game details confirm it's an RPG for the PS2, slated for a winter release, and noted as 70% complete at the time of printing. The magazine provides character artwork for Karg, Dark, and Lilia, along with the distinctive designs of the 5 great spirits. It seems the game will delve deeply into the role of spirits and the protagonist's special connection to them as the story unfolds. This page continues the exploration of Ark the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits on PlayStation 2. revealing more about the world and its inhabitants. The spotlight is on several new characters joining the cast. We're introduced to Guntz, a kind-hearted former soldier, and Nafia, Karg's mother, depicted as the compassionate former queen of Nidalia. The page also previews Densimo, an unruly orc warrior, and Katal Akea, a proud but cautious elderly demon sage of the Piata tribe. Character artwork and small in-game screenshots accompany each introduction. A notable gameplay feature highlighted is the support attack system. This mechanic allows characters to perform flashy cooperative attacks under specific conditions, dealing damage equivalent to 2 characters to all enemies within the effect range. The article suggests the effectiveness might vary depending on which characters are paired together.
Screenshots illustrate this collaborative attack in action. Finally, the page delves into the legacy of ancient civilizations with the appearance of airships. 2 distinct vessels are presented. The Megist, a massive mobile fortress serving as a symbol and second command center for the Dilswald Empire, complete with research facilities. And the mysterious Big Owl, a smaller airship resembling its namesake, with a capacity for 8 people. And images showcase the imposing size of the Megist, and a closer look at the unique design of the Big Owl. These ancient flying machines appear to play a significant role in traversing the game's world. The next page provides a pre-release deep dive into Dynasty Warriors 3 Stream Legends for the PlayStation 2, highlighting several key new features. It mentions the standalone nature of the expansion and the availability of a premium package bundling it with the base Dynasty Warriors 3, offering extra content and value. The article points out significant gameplay additions. The difficulty selection now includes beginner and expert modes, expanding options from the original 3. A new wind attribute joins the existing elemental properties, featuring tornado effects. Achieving high ratings on your attack combos is now rewarded with better item drops. Furthermore, equipment items gain new randomly generated properties, allowing for greater customization and build variety. The page briefly contrasts these additions with the attributes found in the original game, before summarizing basic game information, like its genre and publisher. This article previews 3 prominent characters in Dynasty Warriors 3 Stream Legends, Lu Biyu, Yuan Shao, and Zhang Zhao. Lubu's section explores his relationship with Dong Zhuo and Diao Chan, hinting at the iconic love triangle and dramatic duels, including his double-mode gameplay. Yuan Shao is portrayed as a powerful rival to Cao Cao, with a focus on his historical overconfidence, potentially impacting gameplay. Screenshots depict large-scale battles. Finally, Zhang Zhao, leader of the Yellow Turban Rebellion, is presented with a more nuanced perspective, highlighting his use of sorcery and his desire for the people's happiness, inviting players to consider his motives. The article aims to build anticipation for the diverse scenarios and engaging events centered around these characters. This page dives into the upcoming Dragon Quest characters. Torneko's Great Adventure 3 Mystery Dungeon for the PlayStation 2, highlighting new features and elements players can expect. It's scheduled for release in 2002. A major point of interest is the introduction of encounter dungeons, which can suddenly appear while walking on the field map outside of the main dungeons. The article suggests these spontaneous dungeons might contain rare items or serve as training grounds for your companions, adding an element of surprise to exploration. The page also previews some of the monsters rendered in 3D for the first time in a Torneko game, noting they are more powerful. Featured monsters include the classic Mummy Man and Troll, alongside new foes like the Hell Crab, Devil Anchor, Great Merman, and Moving Statue, each with unique attacks or traits. Furthermore, new items are showcased, such as the Ice Pillar Staff, capable of freezing enemies, and the Flaming Scroll, which damages all surrounding foes. The game will feature familiar and new items to aid Torneko in his adventures. The article touches upon a mysterious underwater town where players will encounter various characters who can assist Torneko, including a sister, a traveling swordsman, and a town merchant selling goods. The screenshots reveal different environments, from typical dungeon corridors to this dimly lit undersea location. It looks like Torneko 3 is expanding the scope beyond just dungeons into a more interconnected world with surprising encounters. This page highlights the upcoming release of Final Fantasy In and 2 Premium Package for the PlayStation. It's a port based on the WonderSwan color versions,
featuring enhanced graphics and presentation, including a newly completed opening movie for Final Fantasy II. The article revisits these foundational entries in the series, discussing unique systems and elements that became staples. It points out how various transportation methods like ships, airships, and chocobos, crucial to the series' exploration, originated here. It also delves into the distinct progression systems of the two games. Final Fantasy features a job change system, allowing characters like the warrior to become a knight, gaining access to more magic and items. Final Fantasy II uses the word memory system for gathering information, and a unique growth system where stats like HP increase based on actions in battle rather than traditional levels. Finally, the page showcases some of the game's bosses, noting they have been beautifully visually updated for the PS version. Examples include Chaos from Final Fantasy I and Astaroth from Final Fantasy II, the latter described as a powerful enemy with an HP draining attack. The screenshots offer glimpses of the updated graphics and battle sequences for both titles. This page features two exciting upcoming games for the PlayStation 2. First up is Taiko Drum Master, bringing the popular arcade rhythm game home. This PS2 version, based on Taiko no Tatsujin 3, includes exclusive features perfect for home play. You can spend hours practicing or just having fun in free mode, which removes the attempt limit from the arcade, letting you retry songs as much as you like. For a challenge, survival mode tests your endurance by having you clear multiple songs back to back with a decreasing gauge. The page showcases screenshots of various songs and the series' charming drumming characters.
Next is Ninja Assault, a stylish ninja-themed gun shooting game.
This title features robust modes tailored for home consoles. Mission mode presents a series of specific objectives, like defeating a certain number of enemies or shooting down projectiles within a time limit, testing your reflexes and focus. There's also a dedicated training mode to hone your shooting skills on different types of targets. The game encourages strategic shooting with techniques like the special bonus and ninja arts to maximize your score. Interestingly, the magazine staff recently took first place in a media competition for this game. This page showcases two exciting upcoming Japanese titles. First up is Critical Bullet's Seventh Target for PlayStation 2. This is an action novel set in a crime-ridden futuristic Neo-Tokyo, following the story of Sarah, a bounty hunter on the trail of dangerous criminals. The game features a multi-chapter scenario, with dynamic CG and innovative camera work to enhance the storytelling. A key mechanic involves making quick judgments and deductions that impact the narrative path, really testing the player's wits. We also get a look at the formidable antagonist, Ghost, a master of weaponry and tactics who seems unstoppable. Intriguingly, the page hints at another protagonist besides Sarah, a male character seen in the chapter ranking screen, suggesting potential Team UPS or interwoven storylines. Below that is Shin Megami Tensei If.
For the original PlayStation, a remake of the classic Super Famicom title. This RPG plunges players into a nightmare where their school is transported to a demon world. The game features the distinctive character designs of Kazuma Kaneko and introduces a new Guardian system for the PlayStation version. Here, demons can become your protectors, influencing your stats and skills, and you can swap them out strategically. Some Guardians are quite rare or unique to specific characters, adding depth to party customization. The page includes character artwork for various demons like Lilim, Pixie, and Alice, alongside screenshots showing the turn-based battles and menus.
This page features two distinct PlayStation 2 titles.
First is the Keihin Kyuko Train Simulator Reel, a realistic train simulation game.
Following the successful Train Simulator series, this entry focuses on the private Keihin Kyuko line, faithfully recreating the experience using actual footage of the route. The game features the latest train models, totaling 11 types, and aims for high realism, including reproduced motor sounds and potentially even a dedicated controller. Players can navigate the entire network, covering the main line, Kurihama line, and airport line. A notable feature is the full direction footage mode, offering an immersive 180-degree panoramic view. Below, we see Panel Quiz Attack 25, a party game based on the long-running popular Japanese TV quiz show. This title allows players to fully experience the show, not just the quiz itself, but also the pre-show process like the written exam and interview in a unique challenge mode. The game faithfully recreates the studio environment, panel board, and even includes over 100 voice patterns of the show's famous host, Kiyoshi Kodama, alongside fully voiced questions read by the assistant. Players can create their own characters and compete with up to 4 people, making it a perfect party game. This page features 3 upcoming PlayStation 2 titles. First up is Mizuiro, tentative title, a port of the popular Dreamcast school romance adventure game. It meticulously depicts the daily lives of high school students and features a cast of 6 heroines, staying true to the genre's roots. The PS2 version aims to faithfully port the acclaimed scenario and visuals from the original Dreamcast release. Below that is Hooligan, The Courage Within You, described as an exhilarating love comedy and battle adventure. Following an unknown energy from space that separates reason and desire, the protagonist gets involved in battles alongside characters like a Justice Ally and Monster Hunter Witch Sisters. The gameplay includes a card battle system.
Finally, we have Koro Koro Post Nin, an action game. The story revolves around a newspaper delivery girl in a space colony. The unique gameplay involves rolling the delivery person around like a ball to navigate the terrain and make deliveries. The presentation features a charming chibi art style. This page focuses on the Xbox title Shin Megami Tensei 9, slated for a winter 2002 release. It provides a detailed look at the game's world and features, particularly emphasizing player customization. The main setting is the Idea Space, a vibrant digital recreation of 1990s Tokyo where people can find entertainment and escape the harsh reality of the devastated surface world. This virtual space is controlled by the Messiah faction. The article also touches upon the contrast between the Messiah and Gaia factions within this digital realm. A significant feature highlighted is the player character customization. For the first time in a mainline Shin Megami Tensei title since Shin Megami Tensei If, players can choose the protagonist's gender and freely alter their appearance. Clothing styles are influenced by the player's alignment, with law leading to refined looks and chaos leaning towards punkish styles. The page also introduces the Module Fusion system. This allows players to extract abilities from acquired demons, called Navi, and apply them to their own Navi, effectively strengthening their digital companion. This system is described as a simplified take on demon inheritance, letting players customize their Navi's skills for combat. Screenshots show the virtual world, character customization options, and the Module Fusion process. This page features updates on 2 distinct titles. First up is Wizardry Empire 2, Legacy of the Queen for the PlayStation, a classic-style dungeon-crawling RPG set a decade after the previous entry. This sequel brings back the deep exploration and challenging combat the series is known for, but with completely redrawn graphics, updated character designs, and a refined system based on player feedback. The game boasts a significant increase in content, including numerous floors, items, and monsters, promising a much larger adventure. It also introduces new non-player characters, adding to the world and story. Below that, we have Ferrari F355 Challenge arriving on the PlayStation 2. This is the home console port of the acclaimed arcade and Dreamcast racing simulator. The PS2 version evolves the experience with enhanced features across its various modes, including arcade, versus play, championship, and driving data analysis. Improvements include more functional replays with input indicators, detailed driving data for analyzing your performance, and expanded customization options like selectable courses, time limits, and car settings, offering a deeper and more tailored racing experience compared to its arcade and DC counterparts. This page features guides for 2 major titles. At the top, we see the perfect guide for Super Robot Wars, slated for a late August release. This book is presented as the definitive resource for the game, promising to reveal all its secrets. It even includes convenient cutout reference charts for pilot appearances and spirit commands, essential for any strategy enthusiast tackling this latest entry in the beloved giant robot series. Below, the focus shifts to the player's guide for Soul Calibur 2. This guide is already available and is touted as a comprehensive companion for players. It covers everything from foundational gameplay mechanics and system explanations, to in-depth character profiles, story background, and strategic battle tips. Crucially, it includes detailed character data and a complete listing of every technique for the full cast, ensuring players have the knowledge to dominate the battlefield. The bottom section provides standard publisher and contact information. This page focuses on Sega's exciting move to bring many of their classic and popular franchises to the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. The magazine expresses that Sega's titles are truly heating up on these Nintendo systems, highlighting the appearance of masterpieces like Sonic, the Let's Make series for baseball and soccer, Super Monkey Ball, and Skies of Arcadia. It notes that Sega fans are finding the GC and GBA increasingly compelling console choices. Featured prominently is Super Monkey Ball 2 on GameCube, described as significantly powered up with new party games and a story mode, slated for a fall release. The Guise of Arcadia Legends for GameCube is also spotlighted, explaining that the Legends subtitle signifies a reason. This version includes new characters, events, and system refinements, presenting itself as the complete experience of the beloved RPG, featuring screenshots of protagonist Vice and thrilling airship combat. Lastly, J.League Pro Soccer Club Let's Make Advance, known as Sakatsuku, is presented as a portable GBA title releasing September 5th that lets you manage your soccer club anywhere. Unique card battles using player cards and data exchange via communication cable are highlighted, shown with various gameplay and trade screenshots. The next page dives into the highly anticipated Game Boy Advance releases, Pokémon Ruby and Pokémon Sapphire. This special report highlights secrets of the latest entries in the beloved series. We learn these are RPGs from Nintendo for the GBA, supporting 12 players and featuring communication cable functionality. The adventure moves to the brand new Hoenn region, a lush land overflowing with water and greenery, following the journeys through Kanto and Johto. Hoenn is home to unique Pokémon not seen before, and the magazine notes its comparatively warmer climates. A significant new element is the introduction of tag battles, allowing players to use 2 Pokémon at once for strategic 2-on-2 combat. This adds a whole new layer of strategy, requiring players to consider type matchups and partner abilities, a feature trainers within the game will also utilize. The Pokédex has received a complete redesign for the GBA platform, making it easier to use. It instantly registers Pokémon you encounter and provides detailed information for those you catch, including height and weight. Apparently, even Pikachu is surprisingly large at 40 centimeters. Finally, the page touches upon the core feeling of the games, stating that while the main audience is younger players, the games are packed with the childhood excitement that the development staff experienced themselves, whether it was bug catching, fishing, or exploring on a bike. This sense of nostalgic adventure is woven throughout the Hoenn region. Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire battles are strategically complex, emphasizing type matchups and move effectiveness. Combat hinges on understanding the rock-paper-scissors dynamics of the over 10 different types. Players should exploit the damage multipliers, same type attack bonus, stab, and type weaknesses. The introduction of abilities adds passive skills that impact battles. The tag battle system returns, with moves now affecting multiple opponents, increasing tactical depth. New features include Pokémon contests, where trainers showcase Pokémon based on traits beyond battle strength. Success unlocks higher-level contests. The page also highlights new Hoenn region Pokémon and the contest hall. This page focuses on the upcoming release of Phantasy Star Online Episode N and 2 for the GameCube, highlighting its features for newcomers. Scheduled for release on September 12th, this online action RPG is a port and expansion of the beloved Dreamcast original. The article provides a brief overview of the game's story across Episode 1 and Episode 2, detailing the colonists' arrival on the planet Ragol, the subsequent disaster, and the investigation into a mysterious signal months later. It explains that Phantasy Star Online Episode N2 is an action RPG, playable by up to 4 players simultaneously. While online play is a major draw, allowing adventures with players worldwide, the GameCube version uniquely adds offline multiplayer for 24 players via split screen. Online play requires a modem or broadband adapter, an internet service provider, and a subscription fee, although a free trial was available until March 2003. Gameplay is described as easy to pick up, focusing on timing attacks and dodging with simple controls, making it accessible even for beginners. Communication online is handled via a software keyboard or external USB keyboard. The article emphasizes the fun of cooperating with others, whether online or in offline split-screen mode, where players team up to take down large enemies or assist each other. Screenshots show combat encounters, character communication via chat bubbles, and the split-screen multiplayer view. This comprehensive look aims to get new players ready for the online frontier. This page delves into creating your character in Phantasy Star Online Episode N and 2, emphasizing the importance of choosing from the 12 available options based on their unique job, race, and gender combinations. It highlights that your character is essentially your avatar in the game, and that different types excel in different areas, whether it's weapon proficiency, technique, magic, usage, or defensive capabilities. The page breaks down the core concepts. The 3 jobs are Hunter, melee focus, Ranger, ranged focus, and Force, technique focus. The 3 races are Human, balanced, Newman, high mental stats, good with techniques,
An android. High physical stats. Can use traps. Cannot use techniques. It then showcases the 12 distinct characters resulting from these combinations,
such as the balanced human hunter, Humor, the high-damage android ranger, Rakast, and the supportive human force, Fomarl, providing a brief description of each type's strengths. Beyond the initial choice, the article explains the character customization options. You can personalize your chosen character by adjusting parts like their face, hair, clothing, skin color, and body type for human and Numan characters. Androids have fewer options, focusing on head, body color, and body type. It shows examples of how different combinations can drastically change a character's appearance, encouraging players to express their individuality and create a unique avatar for their online adventures. The page concludes by suggesting that thinking about what kind of character you want to become is part of the fun of creation.
Phantasy Star Online Episode In2 offers diverse gameplay modes for both online and offline experiences. Online, players can enjoy cooperative normal adventure, competitive battle mode, and challenging challenge mode. Offline, single mode allows for solo play, while multi-mode supports local split-screen co-op using character saves. A download feature provides additional content for offline play.
The game's core gameplay involves exploring the islands of Rigol and Galdaval.
Players begin in the city hub for preparation, including shopping and item storage. Progression involves battling enemies and ultimately confronting bosses. Episode 1 bosses are accessed via warp points, while Episode 2 bosses may appear mid-area. Success hinges on finding rare items and managing supplies, and reporting progress to the governor in single mode is key to advancing. This page dives into the social aspects of Phantasy Star Online Episode In and 2, focusing on how players connect and communicate online. It highlights the visual lobby as the central hub where hunters gather, chat, and prepare for quests. Communication is flexible, supporting text input via a software keyboard or an optional physical keyboard controller, but it emphasizes the ease and fun of using Symbol Chat, a system for creating picture messages. The page details the various communication tools available to players. The word select system, enhanced with automatic translation, allows easy creation of sentences by combining preset words, perfect for bridging language barriers. Guild cards function like player profiles, enabling easy contact and mail exchange. The choice search feature helps players find others based on specific criteria like level or desired quest type, even without a guild card exchange. Privacy is addressed with incoming mail rejection settings. Players can also set away messages for when they are busy, and utilize info boards in the lobby to post messages for the community. Finally, the item exchange system provides a secure way to trade items between players, requiring mutual confirmation to prevent scams. A section on online manners stresses the importance of treating fellow players with respect in the online environment, advocating against disruptive behavior like spamming Symbol Chat or engaging in pointless chatter in crowded areas, ensuring a pleasant experience for everyone on Rigol. Rune 2, a card-based action RPG for the GameCube, expands upon the original's mechanics. Players, as Katya, engage in battles using over 100 creature and item cards. Strategic deck building is essential, influencing combat depth. Battles are exciting, requiring players to select 4 cards, understanding enemy patterns and elemental properties. Cards can be leveled up and evolved, adding replayability. The narrative centers around a rune key and a girl saving the world. Published by From Software, the game supports 12 players and utilizes 1 disc. At the time of the report, the release date and price were undecided. This page provides an in-depth look at Rune 2 for the GameCube, focusing on its narrative setup and gameplay system. We're introduced to the new main characters, Liz and Sol, who are part of the Thieves Guild, the Eye of the Butterfly, led by the cunning Victor. The story kicks off with the mass production of the powerful Key, an artifact previously unique to the Queen, which can control strange creatures. Liz, who possesses the ability to use a key despite her amnesia, becomes central to this conflict, shifting the focus from the previous game's protagonist, Queen Katya. The system section highlights major enhancements over the original. Players now have the freedom to use their cards anytime and anywhere on the map, moving beyond the previous battle-only restriction. The sheer number of cards has significantly increased to over 200 types, vastly expanding deck-building options and potential combos. A new machine attribute is added to the elemental system, providing new strategic considerations. Furthermore, a transformation system allows characters wielding the key to transform into creatures, gaining new abilities. Class changes are more robust and branching, offering more player choice and opportunities to unlock rare cards. There's even a tease that owning save data from the previous Rune game will yield some kind of bonus in this title. This page presents a special feature on the GameCube game, Beach Spikers, posing the question, is a swimsuit really necessary? Celebrating about a month since its release, the article teases hidden elements within the game and shares user reactions. Prominently featured are illustrations of the game's female characters in beach attire, alongside a photo of Murayama-san from Sigam 2, who was involved in the project and previously worked on games like Outrigger. The feature discusses user feedback, mentioning that while players enjoyed the World Tour mode and the AI partner system, there were comments on difficulty, which was balanced to encourage replaying with different teams. The AI partner training is specifically highlighted as a satisfying aspect. A significant reveal on this page is the existence of hidden sponsored stages in the home version. Unlike the arcade original, the GameCube release includes stages themed around major companies that collaborated. Screenshots showcase dedicated levels featuring Nintendo, complete with GameCube consoles on display, Nissan, featuring a Fairlady Z-Car, and Pringles, with the giant can prominently featured. The article notes the detail in these stages, emphasizing the unique inclusion of the Nintendo theme and the use of vehicle models from Sega GT 2002 for the Nissan stage. This page continues the in-depth look at the GameCube title, Beach Spikers, focusing on its features and behind-the-scenes details. The article highlights that the game is designed for both single-player and multiplayer enjoyment, offering various modes to appeal to both arcade fans and newcomers. Developer Murayama-san discusses the extensive bonus content, particularly the vast array of costumes, noting countless ideas were considered during development. He mentions wishing to include characters like Sarah from Virtua Fighter, but being unable to due to permissions. A significant point of discussion is the decision regarding character physics, specifically breast jiggling. While the arcade version included it, the home version ultimately did not. A choice made to keep the focus squarely on the gameplay itself, rather than potential distractions. Murayama-san expresses pride in the game's completed system as a 3D beach volleyball experience, and encourages people to play it. A major reveal is the lineup of hidden costumes. Screenshots showcase characters and outfits inspired by various Sega titles and themes, including Space Channel 5, Virtua Cop, Phantasy Star, Daytona, Fighting Vipers, and general Sega branding. These hidden outfits, some featuring unique details and references, were created with significant input from designers and can be unlocked via passwords found on the official website, entered through the name entry screen in World Tour mode. The page also features a large, prominent render of a female character in a bikini, serving as a main visual for the feature. This page is a comprehensive strategy guide for the Game Boy Advance title, Golden Sun, The Lost Age. It focuses specifically on the Hesperia continent and details content available after or alongside the main story, highlighting the game's depth. The central feature is a large, numbered world map, showcasing the various continents, islands, and key locations players will explore. The guide explains that merely clearing the main quest isn't enough, encouraging players to delve into sub-dungeons and utilize Synergy and the Lemurian system fully. Sections provide lists of items obtainable from monsters found in Hesperia, correlating them with locations on the map. It also details prizes received from the Lemuria Spring by using lucky medals. The guide mentions that items from the original Golden Sun can be carried over via data transfer, which is crucial for acquiring certain gear. It advises players to check the map references carefully to find these rare items and secrets, ensuring nothing is missed. There's also a small section with hints for discovering hidden paths or rewards by interacting with animals. This page serves as a handy quick reference guide for Golden Sun, The Lost Age, detailing various locations across the game world and the items, synergy, and rare equipment you can acquire there. It's designed to help players efficiently find hidden treasures and useful resources after or during their journey, from Alhafra and Izumo to Lemuria and beyond. The guide includes a table listing each map location, what items or synergy are obtainable, the specific synergy abilities needed to access them, like reveal, move, scoop, lift, etc., and any particularly rare items found there. It also provides a separate list for items found specifically through digging or dredging, such as the lucky metal or power apple. Small numbered notes offer additional tips or clarify conditions for obtaining certain items, often referencing specific events or boss battles. This comprehensive breakdown helps players utilize their growing synergy, arsenal, and exploration tools to uncover everything the world of Wynyard has to offer. The next page showcases Himekishi Monogatari Princess Blue, a game releasing on GameCube and Game Boy Advance. The page features vibrant character illustrations at the top and provides a concise overview of the game's premise and early story progression. The main focus appears to be a blend of mystery and relationship building, highlighted by the tagline suggesting that while investigating a case is important, finding a partner is equally essential. The text mentions a first-print bonus drama CD, hinting at the game's narrative depth and voice acting. The story delves into a legend concerning a true holy knight and an omoihime, desired princess, crucial for obtaining sacred power. The story digest section outlines key plot points. The protagonist guards the capital in the absence of senior knights and searches for the omoihime. The plot thickens with a mystery involving Father Brownie, who is seemingly imprisoned, and the search for a stolen magic beast statue leads the protagonist to a strange colony. The GBA version details are prominently displayed, confirming its release on August 29th as a romance novel adventure game. The overall impression is that the game combines fantasy adventure with character interaction and a central mystery.
This page delves further into Himekishi Monogatari Princess Blue, showcasing character designs and developer insights. At the top, you see illustrations of key characters like Karen, a new holy knight, and Princess Yuna, whose appearance shifts dramatically between formal and casual wear. Also featured are Sylphie, who runs a workshop and engages in various activities, and Alicia, a sister from a strict monastery, shown in different outfits. The page highlights design sketches by illustrator Akira Mikazuki. Mikazuki notes that Sylphie was a challenging character to design, while Alicia was a favorite, particularly exploring variations with her long hair. The lower section touches upon intriguing aspects of the game's story and mechanics. It questions the true culprit behind the attempted poisoning of the priest, and hints at the potential involvement of demons, focusing on a mysterious figure named Zashaji, who leads a thieving group and wields strange power. On the gameplay front, there's a mention of collecting cards as a fun activity after clearing the game, suggesting trading with friends for rare ones. Another mechanic discussed is the conversation system, where the number of potential dialogue combos can increase based on how you guide the conversation flow, adding depth to interactions. This page continues the feature on Tonkin House's upcoming Game Boy Advance title, Himekishi Monogatari Princess Blue, a romance novel game released in August 2002. It highlights the game's depth, featuring over 50 characters and more than 50 event CGS, woven into a grand story. Gameplay features include 3 types of minigames where players can earn points to acquire collectible cards. There are 63 types in total, and you can even trade them using a communication cable. All unlocked CGS are saved in a gallery, encouraging players to see everything. The game also boasts a conversation combo system, a new feature that suggests dynamic dialogue choices based on player input, potentially leading to rare CGS if you achieve perfect results. The page also teases a connection between Princess Blue and the PlayStation 2 title Missing Blue, another digital novel from Tonkin House, advertised alongside a best-price version of the PlayStation title El no Kisetsu, Season of L. As a bonus for early buyers, there's a limited edition original drama CD featuring a lineup of popular voice actors and the game's theme song, sung by Nana Mizuki. This focus on supplementary content and collectibles seems designed to appeal strongly to fans of visual novels and character-driven games. This page delves into Mr. Driller Ace, Fushigi na Bacteria on the Game Boy Advance, focusing heavily on its unique new feature, the Mysterious Bacteria mode. While the core gameplay involves the familiar block-digging action of the Mr. Driller series, navigating falling blocks and managing your limited air supply to reach the goal deep underground, this installment introduces a compelling growth system. In the Mysterious Bacteria mode, players nurture strange creatures called bacteria. These bacteria grow and evolve by consuming the remains of the blocks Susumu and friends dig up. To care for your bacteria, you'll need to earn driller mileage points by digging in any game mode. These points can be used to purchase items from the shop, which you can then give to the bacteria. Reaching certain depths also rewards you with valuable items.
The page outlines various ways to interact with your bacteria, including talking to it, checking its status, giving it items like underground vegetables or Miffer stones, and even touching it. Providing items, particularly specific Miffer stones, can trigger transformations, changing the bacteria's form and potentially its abilities. Example transformations shown include a bacteria with dragonfly-like wings and another that resembles a block. The game also features a shop where you can buy items and receive tips for digging. Beyond the new mode, familiar modes like Mission Driller and Driller Grand Prix are also included. This page dives into the terrifying world of Resident Evil Zero on the GameCube. The main focus is on the new types of enemies appearing in this installment, specifically those categorized as non-BOW creatures. While the type virus is known for creating bioorganic weapons, it can also cause natural organisms to mutate into monstrous forms beyond expectation, and many such entities will be encountered. The page introduces several of these threats. Familiar foes like the standard zombie dog and crow return. However, we are shown truly horrifying new additions. The giant leech is highlighted as a massive, blood-sucking parasite appearing in swarms, particularly on the train setting. The giant scorpion, a heavily armored crustacean, poses a significant defensive challenge. Making its debut is the terrifying giant centipede, an overwhelmingly large creature exceeding 10 meters, capable of capturing prey with its powerful limbs and featuring a tough exoskeleton and sharp pincers. Screenshots showcase intense encounters in various locations, including the tight confines of a train carriage and dark, damp tunnels or sewers. The article emphasizes the desperate fight against these chemically created abominations and ponders what protagonists Rebecca and Billy will uncover as they face these horrors. Resident Evil Zero was slated for a late November release on the GameCube. This page serves as a guide for the mid-game stages of Super Robot Wars Re-Aw on the Game Boy Advance, specifically covering stages 13 through 17, which mark a turning point in the story. A small section highlights basic game information, noting its release date in Japan, price, genre as simulation RPG, and publisher Banpresto. The core of the page provides tactical advice for different story routes players can take. For stages 13, 14, and 17, the guide outlines objectives, enemy retreat conditions, often tied to HP dropping below 30%, and reinforcement timings for units from various series like Combattler Vi, Voltes Vi, Mazinger Z, Great Mazinger, Mobile Suit Gundam X, Nadesico, and others, including notable foes like Bundock, Skarlook, Dacuron, and Devil Gundam. Screenshots show the game's tactical map and battle scenes, illustrating unit positioning and combat sequences. The guide emphasizes strategic play, suggesting using support actions and spirit commands in certain scenarios, and noting how the appearance or defeat of key units can trigger reinforcements or affect battle conditions, such as Ragu's appearance in Stage 15 on the Muteki route disabling final attack for Unicorn and Leo. Overall, it's a helpful breakdown for players navigating these pivotal early Sodomid game chapters. This page covers upcoming titles for both the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Leading the GBA section is Street Fighter Alpha 3, arriving on September 27. This port brings the acclaimed fighting game to the handheld, packed with features including the diverse ISM systems, Oxism, Zism, Vism, that fundamentally change character playstyles. Impressively, it features a massive roster of 36 characters, incorporating fan favorites like Maki, Yun, and Eagle from across the series' history. The screenshots highlight the game's faithful recreation of the arcade action on the GBA screen. On the GameCube, we see UFC 2 Tap Out, a fighting game set for a September 5th release. It focuses on realistic, mixed martial arts combat, emphasizing techniques like striking and grappling. The page notes the inclusion of characters, highlighting Mike Bison, known internationally as Balrog, from the Street Fighter series making an appearance. Finally, the GBA also gets Silent Scope on October 17th. This is a portable adaptation of the arcade sniper shooting game, challenging players to spot and eliminate targets from a distance. Beyond the arcade experience, it includes GBA exclusive content like a story mode and a competitive multiplayer mode called Balloon Shot, playable via link cable, supporting up to 4 players. The screenshots showcase the first-person aiming perspective and boss encounters. This page highlights 2 GBA titles. First up is RPG Maker Advance, allowing anyone to create their own RPGs easily without special programming knowledge. This GBA version is a significant upgrade from previous handheld iterations, featuring enhanced graphics and utilizing the system's portability. Players can combine various assets like monster graphics, maps, and items, then add their own stories, events, and dialogue to craft unique games. The ability to transfer created games and even work-in-progress data via link cable enables collaborative game development with friends. Screenshots show character sprites, battle scenes, and map layouts. Below that is Best Play Pro Baseball, a baseball simulation game where players take on the role of a team manager. Your goal is to lead your team to victory. As the manager, you handle tasks such as setting lineups and pitching rotations, and even give detailed instructions during the game,
like calling for bunts or steals.
You can also delegate control to the computer. The game offers different modes to suit your playstyle. The Man mode for full managerial control, the SKP mode to quickly check game results without watching, and the Calm mode, where the computer manages the game for you. Screenshots display the game's perspective of the baseball field and menu options. This page features previews for two distinct titles: a tactical RPG on the Game Boy Advance and an adventure game for the GameCube. First up is Black Matrix Zero for the GBA. This is a tactical simulation RPG set in the Black Matrix series' signature dark fantasy world, where beings with white and black wings exist. The game follows the narrative of a young man searching for a girl who was taken away, with the story progressing through battles and text-based events. A key feature is that player choices throughout the game will impact the direction of the story and the characters' reactions. Screenshots show the isometric battlefield grid and character portraits during dialogue. Below, we have Lupin 2-1, The Treasure Hidden in the Sea for the GameCube. This is an adventure game based on the classic Lupin 2i series, featuring an entirely original story. The plot centers around a mysterious group known as the Sea People and their hidden treasure. Players take on the role of a young boy named Teitio, who teams up with Lupin and his gang. The gameplay combines standard adventure elements with dialogue choices and incorporates action-oriented minigames. A significant highlight is the inclusion of the original voice cast from the Lupin 2i TV anime series. Character profiles and a photo of the voice actors are shown. Screenshots depict character interactions, environments, and one of the minigames, a bicycle race. Previews showcase two upcoming games. Monster Ranchers Advance 2 for Game Boy Advance, launching October 25th, is a monster breeding sim with enhanced training via a coach system and a more story-driven experience. Players raise and battle monsters, interacting with rival breeders like Hunter and Kazuma. Bomberman Jetters for GameCube, releasing October 24th, is an action puzzle game where players control 4 characters, including Shiraban's brother, battling the Hij Dan army. The game features exploration and dungeons, utilizing bombs and Carabomb companions like Pommy for puzzle solving and traversal. An 8-directional field structure is used. A related TV anime series, Bomberman Jetters, debuts in October. This page previews 4 upcoming games for the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. First is WTA Tour Tennis Pro Evolution for GC/GBA, a realistic tennis simulation where you pick one of 20 pro players and compete in Grand Slams. It features simple controls, expressive AI, and motion capture from pro players like Jelena Dokic. Doubles play is supported for up to 4 players. Next is Muscle Champion, Battle of Muscle Island on GameCube, a new kind of party sports game for up to 4 players. It features various muscle challenges, including the famous Sasuke competition, with simple controls and power-ups for maximum fun. You can even customize your own character. For the Game Boy Advance, we see Mugenborg, a trading RPG based on the comic Bonbon series. Set in an elementary school, you battle and grow alongside mysterious robot lifeforms called Mugenborg, solving scenarios and finding items. Finally, the page previews Spyro Advance for GBA. This action-adventure game features the cute dragon Spyro as he flies, breathes fire, and adventures to rescue fairies frozen by magic, scattered across the world. Get ready for Spyro's journey. This page is the cover of the September 6, 2002 issue of Weekly, the PlayStation 2, Volume 301. The cover theme suggests escaping the lingering summer heat by immersing yourself in games in a cool, air-conditioned room. It proudly declares itself the only book needed for both new game information and strategies. The page features prominent artwork of characters from Dynasty Warriors, hinting at the action-packed content within. The magazine promises highly parodied and detailed guides for current hits like Power Pros 9. It highlights major features on several significant titles from the era, including Dynasty Warriors 3, Stream Legends, Torneco's Great Adventure 3, Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Shin Megami Tensei If, and Culdicept 2nd. For players curious about online gaming, the issue provides easy-to-understand explanations for networked games like Final Fantasy XI, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Whirlwind, Guilty Gear XX, Soul Calibur 2, Arcade, Virtua Fighter 4, Evolution, Arcade, Gungrave, and Ape Escape 2. Additionally, there's a section showcasing the lineup of guidebooks available from SoftBank, covering a variety of games across PC, arcade, GBA, PS2, Dreamcast, and PlayStation platforms, including titles like Let's Make a Pro Soccer Club, Soul Calibur 2, and Sakura Wars. A small advertisement for a manga technique guidebook is also present. This guide focuses on achieving high ranks and unlocking extra content in the PlayStation 2 game, Gungrave. Players earn skull points after completing stages, with better ranks earned by excelling in areas like beat count, kill rate, and clear time. These grades are converted into points, determining your overall title, which unlocks bonus content like stage select, slow motion mode, and a movie viewer. The guide also provides specific strategies for Stage 5, a tower-based level. It breaks the stage into sections, offering tips for maximizing points through effective use of jump shots in vertical shafts and lock-on shots in narrow passages. Gameplay screenshots and character artwork enhance the guide, providing visual references for players. Quote, "This guide provides advanced strategies for maximizing scores and ranks in Gungrave, focusing on specific in-game areas and a boss encounter. It offers detailed tactics for the fourth area, emphasizing high beat counts. The guide recommends prioritizing the immediate elimination of shotgun-wielding enemies and using special attacks strategically, including a diagram for optimal routes. For the fifth area, the lift sequence, the guide stresses precision, particularly with targeting parallel lift enemies and airborne foes to maintain high scores. Finally, the guide outlines the boss battle against Bearwalken, advising players to watch for screen effects that signal his attacks, which can be dodged using sidesteps. The guide considers his overkill form easier, requiring dodging punches. These strategies are crucial for achieving perfect runs and maximizing scores. The next page continues with the Gungrave focus, featuring a dream collaboration between character designer Yasuhiro Naitao and manga artist Something Yoshimatsu. This special corner delves into the world of Gungrave's design and themes through unique interpretations. The main feature here is titled Comma Man and Launcher Man, presented bizarrely as a disturbing fairy tale being read to a baby by its mother. The illustration shows the baby engrossed in a book about the two characters, depicted as simple, angular figures. The accompanying text describes a dark narrative about these two brothers, tragically separated, who end up fighting and killing each other. The story includes strange details like bullets having faces carved on them, culminating in death and the mother's sorrow. Adding to the strange tone, another panel describes the characters humorously as completely naked, face on a bullet, terrifyingly white, and completely naked. Manga artist Something Yoshimatsu reflects on this task, noting that having two characters as the theme made it surprisingly difficult to come up with ideas. But he aimed to incorporate everything from the topic. This feature provides a unique, offbeat look into the creative minds behind the Gungrave universe. This page focuses on the Gungrave strategy, highlighting two notable enemies from the final stage, Comma Man and Launcher Man. The magazine details these formidable foes, showcasing their distinctive weaponized arms. Comma Man wields a massive scythe, while Launcher Man utilizes explosive fingers like launchers. The page includes in-game screenshots and detailed concept art with annotations, giving insight into their design and combat style, and even humorously speculating on the difficulties such modifications would pose in daily life. The Yasuhiro Naitao side continues, seemingly embracing the strange nature of this corner, referencing the bizarre fairy tale from the previous page with elements like bullets having faces and the mother's sorrow, connecting the unique character designs to a deeper, albeit unsettling, narrative context, and the editor's hopes for future Gungrave collaborations. Additionally, the player's side section features a fan submission, showcasing a drawing of Birdman, a character from a previous topic. The page also includes a list of past and future submission themes for this creative corner, confirming Comma Man and Launcher Man as the current topic, and hinting at an ARM boss second form for the next installment. This page is a strategy guide for the racing game Auto Modelista, focusing on the Garage Life mode. It introduces players to specific races and the unique items they can earn by winning, noting that the rewards differ between the first and second victories on each course. The guide covers 3 distinct races: the technical Downhill Challenge Cup on Yororoko, the challenging Suzuka Circuit in the Freshman's Challenge Cup, and the High-Speed Loop Highway Challenge Cup set on the Hanshin Expressway. For each race, strategic tips are provided, such as rhythmic steering on downhill curves, precise line control on the circuit, and using slipstream on the highway. The page shows examples of the items obtained, including garage decorations like a hydraulic jack, gloves, a tire, and storage shelves, as well as car stickers like a Union Jack, a floral pattern, and a stylized No Country sign. A large section is dedicated to introducing the real-world tuning part manufacturers featured in the game. This aims to give players basic knowledge about brands such as HKS, Blitz, Apexi, RSR, Trust, and Fujitsubo, helping them understand what each specializes in. This knowledge is important because tuning parts don't change the car's appearance, so players need to choose based on performance characteristics, which the guide briefly outlines for each brand. A screenshot shows the tuning menu interface, listing some of these manufacturers. This page continues the strategy guide for Auto Modelista, detailing rewards and tuning options available in the Garage Life mode. It first shows items granted upon clearing level 1, including a unique steering wheel, a golf poster, and the classic Subaru 360 car. Next, it covers items randomly obtained simply by completing races. There are 51 such items, many with a retro theme, such as a different steering wheel-esque, Michelin and Dunlop retro posters, and vintage oil cans from brands like Esso and Mobil. The guide suggests that collecting them all is a challenge but easier when racing level 1 courses with a fully tuned vehicle. The page also reveals how winning races in level 1 unlocks tuning menus.
Winning one race grants access to engine tuning level 1 and weight reduction level 1. Winning 2 races unlocks computer tuning level 1. These tuning levels increase as you progress through the game. A list details various collectible items obtained, primarily retro-themed garage decorations like oil cans, posters, and signboards from different brands. Finally, the guide introduces more real-world tuning and aero part manufacturers featured in the game. These include brands known for tuning parts like 5 Zygen, Project Mu, Tenlin, Endless, O'Halloran's, Bilstein, and Winmax, specializing in items such as mufflers, brakes, and suspension. It also highlights aero part specialists like Bomex, Cara West, Valeside, Norconcept, and Office, known for their distinctive body kits. This page features a strategy guide for Crazy Taxi 3, High Roller on the Xbox, specifically focusing on the Small Apple map. The guide notes that this map is complex, having a structure quite different from the West Coast map shown previously, and advises players to first get a feel for the overall layout. It then dives into useful shortcut information. Route A, known to players of the Dreamcast version, is described as the largest shortcut extending from the northeast to the southeast. It highlights the need to use the Crazy Hop to get onto rooftops, which, if mastered, provides a highly effective straight-line route across the city. Route B details a shortcut through an underground shopping mall, useful particularly when traveling from east to west, accessible near the park. It mentions needing to use a jump from a platform to exit. Both routes are illustrated with screenshots. Finally, the page provides a visual directory of many key locations in the Small Apple map, showing screenshots of destinations like the bookstore, flower shop, gourmet store, karate dojo, jazz club, Burger King, university, art museum, bandshell, boathouse, disco club, nightclub, bowling alley, the church, Gap, Hard Rock Cafe, HMV, and FAO Schwartz, each numbered according to the map. This is a great way for players to recognize their destinations quickly. This guide delves into advanced Crazy Taxi 3, High Roller strategies. It emphasizes using the subway and finding hidden customers for faster fares. Completing the Crazy X Challenge mode unlocks valuable features: a map viewer, unique vehicles like the bike and carriage, the Another Day mode for increased replayability, and the ability to use any driver on any map. The guide also provides 2 specific routes: Route C, a practical rooftop shortcut in West Coast, and Route D, a high-risk, high-reward rooftop path in Small Apple. Mastering the game's layout, especially in Small Apple, is crucial. Learning these routes and utilizing the map viewer are key strategies for success. This page features a strategy guide for the Xbox game, Murakumo. This segment focuses on the final stages of the game's story mode, specifically missions 15 through 17. The guide informs players that clearing the story mode unlocks the free mission mode, encouraging replaying missions to achieve better scores. A key part of the guide is the explanation of the pilot rank evaluation system. It details how performance metrics like internal damage taken, enemy attacks sustained, collisions, defeated enemies, average speed, and total mission time are used to calculate a rank, SS being the highest. The guide includes examples and rating thresholds for various missions, though the detailed tables are extensive. Specific strategies are provided for the final missions. Mission 15, Lauren Canyon, involves a pursuit in a narrow area, highlighting tactics against the LXS-7 a target. Mission 16, Cloud City, takes place within clouds, emphasizing the use of radar and dodging missiles from another variant of the LXS-7A. Mission 17, ARK, is the climactic final battle where players face the game's main antagonist. The page offers crucial tips for tackling these challenging endgame missions and understanding the ranking system, which is vital for mastering the game, and the newly unlocked free mission mode.
This guide focuses on late-game Murakumo missions. Mission 16, Rainway Bay, involves a dual serpent boss vulnerable from above, despite its powerful flamethrowers. Focus on closing the distance, and be mindful of its speed.
Mission 17, Undersea Armory, features the LX-30L Geosweeper L in a no-recovery environment. Dodge its particle cannon and missiles, using X weapons during openings. Careful directional control during ascent is crucial. Aerial combat requires dodging attacks by moving laterally. A key technique is using back boost with directional input for deceleration. Finally, the guide includes a table detailing score thresholds for rank achievements, SS to D, in missions 4 through 17, essential for ranking up in free mission mode.
This guide focuses on the second half of First Kiss Monogatari 2, offering a strategy for dating the main heroines. It emphasizes frequent character encounters. Key checkpoints are crucial for each heroine. Kikino's route hinges on a specific June choice. A June 28th university photo event is essential. Ran's route depends on a good relationship with Kikino, and requires chasing her at Gamers on July 1st, plus proper date management. Nanami's route is generally straightforward if you consistently meet her, with a mandatory birthday event on July 2nd. The guide includes a detailed schedule table from June 18th to July 8th, listing encounter locations for Kikino, Ran, Nanami, and supporting characters, providing a daily plan to help players secure their chosen heroine's route.
This page continues the strategy guide for First Kiss Monogatari 2, picking up the daily schedule from July 9th through the 21st, providing locations to encounter Kirino, Ran, Nanami, Yumi, and Miki. The guide then dives into checkpoints for conquering specific heroines. Ishikawa Yumi is discussed as having fewer encounter opportunities, making her route challenging, and highlights the importance of an event around June 26th. Miki's route, conversely, has frequent encounters, and players should focus on key events and choices, particularly one around July 2nd, even if it means ignoring general story beats. Significantly, the page reveals that Misa Hongao and Aiko, previously less prominent characters, are indeed conquerable heroines in this sequel. Misa's route is described as requiring a second playthrough after clearing the game once. Her path involves specific city encounters and opportunities to visit her home. Aiko's route is unique, primarily progressing through email interactions, and missing a key reply can make her route impossible. Screenshots illustrate moments with Aiko via email and in person, and a scene featuring Misa with the protagonist and her father, highlighting her storyline's depth. These additional routes add considerable replay value beyond the initial heroines. This page features details about the world of Sakura Wars. The main focus is on Ichiro Ogami's Kubu Type 2, explaining its role as a command unit within the Imperial Combat Review. It highlights the mech's enhanced communication abilities crucial for coordinating units in battle. While not primarily designed for frontline combat, the Kubu Type 2 is capable, often needing to put itself in harm's way to execute breakthrough tactics and disrupt enemy formations. A short manga strip, titled Nyan Nyan, is included, featuring cute cat characters. A note below confirms these characters, including Nyan Ichiro, appear in Sakura Wars 4 when Kokeliko rides her Kubu, Nyan Nyan. There's also a description of the Tachigatana, the standard sword used with the Kubu mechs, known for its enduring design across models. Finally, a lengthy article from the series, Life with Steam, delves into the history and significance of steam-powered aircraft in the Sakura Wars setting. It covers their rapid development following the Great European War, their initial use in reconnaissance and bombing, their evolution into combat roles including dogfights, and their increasing importance for transportation and postal services, showcasing the unique technology of this world. This page continues the Steam Arsenal series, delving into the mecha and technology of the Sakura Wars universe. This 28th installment provides a detailed look at Captain Ichiro Ogami's personal unit,
The Kubu Type 2. The page features a large illustration of the powerful Kubu Type 2, alongside its full name and technical specifications. It reveals the mech's overall height is 2,562 millimeters, and dry weight is 813 kilograms. Its primary armament consists of 2 great swords, reinforcing its close-quarters combat role. Piloted solely by Ichiro Ogami, the unit is powered by an 813 horsepower steam spiritual hybrid engine called the Airyu. Described as both a command unit and the Imperial Combat Review's best assault unit, the text highlights its versatility. Further details are given on the emergency boosters located on the rear, explaining their independent articulation via joints and sliding rails, allowing for flexible movement and directional propulsion. This detailed look confirms its crucial role not just in command and communication, but also as a formidable frontline fighter capable of decisive breakthroughs. This page dives into the exciting world of character abilities. Following up on the mecha from the previous pages, this feature focuses on the special moves of the Paris Combat Review members from Sakura Wars 3, like Erika, Glycine, Kokeliko, Lobelia, and also Hanabi. It gives players tips on how to effectively use each character's signature techniques in battle, showing off dynamic screenshots of the moves in action. It's all about mastering your favorite character to gain the upper hand. The page also highlights some software available this month, including entries in the Guru Guru Onsen series, which are typically Japanese mahjong or puzzle titles. More notably for strategy fans, it features the Dreamcast online game, Sakura Wars Online, covering both the Imperial Capital and Paris versions, allowing players to take the Sakura Wars universe online. Finally, the page promotes the Open Dice community events, including several online tournaments based on the games discussed. There's a mahjong tournament, where the grand prize is a match against a professional player, as well as tournaments for card games like Daifugo and Reversi, all played within the Guru Guru Onsen or Sakura Wars online platforms. It looks like plenty of competitive fun was happening. This page expands on the strategy aspect by providing character tips, likely for the mahjong or card games found in the Sakura Wars universe, possibly within Sakura Wars Online or the Guru Guru Onsen series. It features advice tailored to various familiar faces like Ogami, Kayama, Tsubaki, and many others, suggesting how to best utilize their strengths in gameplay. Moving into specific events, the page details the August and September plans for Sakura Wars Online. Players could participate in calling card exchange events on specific dates to earn calling cards featuring heroines such as Sakura Shinguji, Erika Fontaine, Sumire Kanzaki, and Kana Kirishima. A special August event highlighted interactions with Coquelicot in Central Park. Looking ahead, September included an Amoni Party event with the Imperial Capital Division members, and a special mention of Kana Kirishima's birthday on September 7th, offering more chances for in-game fun. Finally, the page announces the upcoming release of new titles in the Guru Guru Onsen series. The PS2 version, titled Dai Guru Guru Onsen, combines content from previous entries, while the Windows version, Guru Guru Onsen 2, supports multi-mode play. Both were set to release on October 31st, adding more options for fans of these Sakura Wars-themed puzzle or mahjong games, tying directly into the competitive events mentioned previously. This page is the Dorimaga Cheat Corner, a section showcasing user-submitted tips and tricks for various games. It's where readers share everything from genuinely useful glitches to bizarre discoveries. Featured prominently is a trick for Crazy Taxi 2. In the Crazy Pyramid area, specifically 51, if you drift right on the edge of a jump platform, you can achieve a super jump that sends you soaring. This even allows for the nostalgic stone skipping effect across the water surface. There's also a general tip about using the heart symbol on name entry screens. By selecting the All symbol category and waiting briefly, the heart symbol becomes available for use in character names or other input fields. Or PS2's Super Robot Wars Impact, a significant exploit is detailed for unlimited spirit commands. The method involves deploying units with the Revive Spirit, using up their spirit points, and then using Revive on them to restore their SP. Repeating this process allows for constant use of spirits like Support or Bless, making it extremely easy to level up units, as demonstrated by the featured level 99 stats for Amurore, Tina Sahalin, and Bernard Wiseman. Units with both Revive and Bless, like Aina Sahalin, are highlighted as particularly effective for this loop. The page concludes by inviting readers to submit their own cheats, offering prizes like a free game, book vouchers, or exclusive Dorimaga merchandise for accepted submissions. This page covers two distinct events. First, a press conference from Taito announcing a new arcade game. This is a collaboration with Compile, the original creators of Puyo Puyo, following their departure from Sega. The game, titled Pochi Tanya, is presented as a spiritual successor to Puyo Puyo, featuring adorable dog and cat characters in a falling block puzzle format, running on the Sega Naomi hardware. The conference highlighted this new partnership and the game's potential.
Plush toys of the game's characters were also showcased.
The second event covered is the premiere of the Kamen Rider Ryuki movie, episode final. The article details the enthusiastic turnout, particularly noting the large number of passionate female fans drawn to the handsome actors. It describes the lively atmosphere of the stage greetings and the unique way the audience interacted with the film, reacting loudly to character entrances and transformation sequences. The event was deemed a significant success, demonstrating the growing market for fan-focused movie premieres featuring popular actors. This page delves into the strategic depths of Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, specifically focusing on defensive techniques. It begins by explaining evasion, or sidestepping, as a key method to avoid incoming attacks. The article clarifies the difference between a successful evasion, where you become temporarily invincible against strikes, and a failed one. It's noted that throws cannot be evaded this way, and the direction needed for successful evasion can sometimes depend on the specific attack. A critical point highlighted is that your character's foot position directly influences which direction your sidestep moves you, adding a layer of complexity to movement. The guide then transitions to throw escapes, the necessary defense against throws. It details the mechanic of inputting the opponent's throw command to break free, emphasizing the narrow timing window for success. Escaping ground throws is also covered. Finally, the page introduces advanced strategies for throw escapes, including inputting multiple escape commands, and combining evasion and guarding with throw escape inputs for versatile defense in various situations. This section demonstrates the intricate defensive system Virtua Fighter is known for. This guide focuses on guaranteed counterattacks in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, explaining how guarded moves leave openings that can be punished. Openings are categorized based on the slowest attack that can land as a guaranteed punish, light punch to knee. Choosing the right counterattack depends on the opening size. Basic knowledge for effective punishes includes: distance affects punish success. Strikes are safer than throws at range. When opponents are facing away, mid-level attacks are favored.
For level-changing attacks, guarding the initial low hit evades the high follow-up, leading to a punish. Finally, delay your counter against evasive opponents to bait out their defenses, maximizing damage potential. Mastering post-guard punishment is key to success. This guide analyzes guaranteed counterattacks in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution for Akira, Wolf, and Jeffrey. For Akira, the guide focuses on moves like Tetsuzan-ko, emphasizing how mastery boosts his performance. It includes a table detailing guaranteed punishes against specific opponent states and opening sizes. Wolf Hawkfield's section highlights his surprising speed, suggesting setups like Lariat. His guide provides recommended counterattacks based on opening size, with a list of guaranteed punishes and required opening frames. Jeffrey McWild's strong strikes are the focus, with moves like Elbow Hammer recommended for punishing openings. His guide also presents a table of guaranteed punishes. Mastering these character-specific counterattacks is key to maximizing damage and controlling the fight. This page continues the deep dive into guaranteed counterattacks in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, focusing on Pai-chan and Jackie Bryant. For Pai-chan, the guide emphasizes landing confirmed strikes to maximize damage. Mastering the use of her kick attacks, particularly against standing opponents with large openings, is crucial for securing advantage. It also highlights that dealing with opponent moves that create distance requires a shift in strategy, often favoring standard offense over throws. The page includes a table detailing specific guaranteed counterattacks based on opponent state and the size of the opening they leave. Jackie Bryant is presented as a character capable of dishing out significant damage with his counterattacks. The guide points to specific moves like PP and PPPK as effective tools for punishing opponents and achieving knockdowns. A key strategic insight for Jackie players is the importance of observing the opponent's low guard, as this dictates the optimal reaction. The page provides a comprehensive list of Jackie's guaranteed counter techniques, outlining the required conditions and commands for each. Both sections showcase screenshots illustrating the discussed counterattack scenarios. This page continues the in-depth guide to confirmed counterattacks in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, this time covering Lion Rafal, Sarah Bryant, and Kagemaru. For Lion Rafale, the focus is on creating advantageous situations after successful parries or blocks. Using moves like forward plus P plus K is highlighted as a way to gain the advantage and press the attack. The guide notes that Lion can counter mid-level attacks effectively, with specific follow-ups depending on the opponent's state. A list of guaranteed counterattacks is provided, detailing the required input and the resulting situation, often leading to throws. Sarah Bryant is presented as a fast character, well-suited for counterattacks. Her quick P-punch and down plus P plus K are noted as key tools. The ability to transition into her flamingo stance after certain counterattacks, like down plus P plus K, is emphasized for maintaining offensive pressure. The guide suggests using her down plus P in Shun-Dai matchups, and recommends down plus K for knocking down opponents with large openings. A table outlines her confirmed counterattack options. Kagemaru's section discusses utilizing both strikes and throws for effective counterattacks. Medium sap attacks are singled out as reliable counterstarters, with P plus P being recommended for damage and advantage. Down plus P plus G is mentioned as a primary throw counter that can lead to airborne combos against opponents who are weak against throws. The guide also lists Kagemaru's guaranteed counterattack options, including specific moves and the conditions under which they are confirmed. This page continues the guide to Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution's Counterattacks, featuring Lao Chan and Shun-Dai. For Lao Chan, the guide highlights his surprising ability to deal significant damage with counterattacks. Moves starting from medium punch onwards can be used for counters, and the forward plus punch technique is particularly effective, especially when following up with P plus K for substantial damage. The text emphasizes utilizing combos after landing this counter. It also advises against guarding certain mid to high attacks, recommending a low guard and then countering instead. A table details his guaranteed counterattack options, often leading to throws or specific follow-up hits depending on the opponent's state and the distance. Shun-Dai's section focuses on reliably dealing damage through counterattacks, particularly against opponents who are downed. The guide suggests guarding and then using a down attack as the basic strategy. However, against attacks that move upwards, like down plus K plus G, a quick counter can lead to various striking techniques, or even a throw before the opponent hits the ground. The images illustrate countering specific opponent moves. Shun-Dai's counterattack list details techniques effective from various stances and situations, including throws and down attacks, with notes on confirmed outcomes. This page continues the Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution Counterattack Guide, focusing on Li-Fi, Vanessa Lewis, and Aoi Umenokuji. For Li-Fei, the guide explains that his counterattacks from medium punch and above have been slightly buffed in Evolution. Counters from attacks hitting the elbows or higher are particularly important, while a special upper attack, forward plus K, is good for reliable counters against elbows or higher. Simply countering with a standard attack is better if the opponent isn't crouching after being hit. The guide provides specific follow-up advice for elbows and knees. Images show Li-Fi performing counters. Vanessa Lewis's section highlights her two styles, defensive and offensive. In defensive stance, her moves are generally slow, making counters difficult unless the opponent leaves a significant opening. Counters from light punch are possible against opponents' punch attacks. In offensive stance, her light punch counter leads to P plus K. The guide advises paying careful attention to distance. Strategies differ based on whether Vanessa is crouching or standing when countering elbow-level attacks. The images illustrate countering in both styles. Aoi Umenokuji is described as having high counterattack ability due to her quick moves and numerous combinations. Counters from light punch allow her to maintain advantage and continue pressure. The guide details counters against various attack levels, elbow, knee, etc., and warns about easily mistakable inputs for similar-looking moves that have different counter outcomes. Images show a Miai countering a knee attack and a throw. The pages include tables listing specific confirmed counter techniques for each character. This page continues the Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution Guide, this time focusing on counterattack strategies for Go Hinogami and Brad Burns. First up is Go Hinogami, highlighted as having high counterattack potential despite a limited number of striking moves. The guide emphasizes countering moves that hit from the elbow level or higher, particularly recommending a specific command, back plus P, that knocks down the opponent, setting up further offense. It also notes the importance of reliably countering commonly used opponent moves, especially low attacks,
often leading to throws after blocking. Screenshots illustrate Go successfully countering knee-level and low attacks. Next is Brad Burns, described as a character who is easy to counter with and difficult to be countered against. As a specialist in striking techniques, he has good counterattack abilities. The guide points out that many of Brad's moves are safe on guard, but knowing his confirmed counters is crucial. Countering light punches is a focus, leading to advantageous situations or combinations. Specific counters are detailed for various opponent attack levels. A key point is made to not miss the opportunities for his confirmed counters, particularly from specific stances, or when the opponent uses certain common moves like ducking attacks. Screenshots show Brad countering elbow-level attacks, crouching opponents, and low attacks. Both sections include tables listing specific confirmed counter techniques against various opponent moves and stances, providing commands and results. This page introduces the arcade game Soul Surfer from Sega and Rosso, highlighted as a new experience for this summer. The game puts you on a surfboard with a unique foot-operated controller that uses swing, roll, and pitch inputs to simulate riding waves in real time. The core gameplay involves performing tricks and aiming for high scores within a time limit to advance through a series of stages. The game features 8 stages in total, split into easy and hard difficulties, with 4 stages each. These locations are inspired by real surfing spots, including one based on Chiba, Japan, and another on Hawaii. Performing tricks is key to scoring, and the page details 2 basic types: the air trick, which is done by using pitch input when launching off a wave, and the turn trick, performed by swinging the board left or right while riding. A particularly interesting feature is the ability to ride dolphins.
There are 4 playable characters: Hawk, Viper, Fox, and Daisy. While their basic abilities are similar, the specific tricks they can perform may differ. Notably, they are depicted wearing gear from real surf brands like O'Neill, Hurley, Billabong, and Starboard, adding a touch of authenticity. The game aims to provide a realistic surfing feel, letting players experience the thrill of carving waves and executing tricks with its intuitive, although simple, control system. This page delves deeper into the arcade experience of Soul Surfers, focusing on the stages found within the easy course. It breaks down the challenges and environments of 4 distinct locations: California, serving as a tutorial stage with gentle waves ideal for learning the ropes; Polynesia, highlighted as the perfect spot to practice the exciting tube ride technique; Japan, which presents a more turbulent challenge with dynamic wave changes during a typhoon; and finally, Hawaii, featuring thrilling high-speed tube rides. Beyond the stage breakdown, the page offers valuable tips for achieving high scores. One key strategy is mastering combos, which significantly boost points, though you'll need to avoid wipeouts or hitting the wave face to keep them going. Another specific tip is targeting the vertical off-the-lip trick, performed by hitting the top white part of the wave, as it yields a high-grade score. The page also includes an interview with producer Mr. Hiroshima, reflecting on the development process. He discusses the goal of creating a realistic yet accessible surfing game, emphasizing the effort put into replicating the feel of riding waves and performing tricks. The interview touches upon seeking advice from professional surfers, and the hope that players, even those new to surfing, will find the game's excitement addictive, encouraging them to aim for high grades on the easy course stages. This page features reader-submitted color illustrations, focusing on retro games as part of a special feature curated by Yo. The artwork is accompanied by comments from individuals connected to the titles. The page showcases illustrations inspired by various beloved retro games from different eras and systems, representing a range of genres. The featured pieces are accompanied by nostalgic comments reflecting on the game's impact and characteristics. This page highlights fan art inspired by classic video games, curated by Yo. Featured are illustrations for Landstalker, with a comment on collecting items, Panel de Pawn, Tetris Attack, with a player expressing their addiction, and Raisha from the Wing of Medulla, which inspired the feature. Additional artwork showcases Axel and Blaze from Streets of Rage 2, and characters from Toy Pop, praised for its characters. Finally, artwork from Emerald Dragon is presented, along with a fan comment about the battles. The page concludes with submission guidelines for the Color Illustration Exhibition, inviting readers to submit their own retro game art via postcard or email. Details on format, file size, required information, and contact information are provided for interested artists. This page features a comic strip titled Our Seventh Sense War, presented as the 28th installment, and directly referencing the classic sound novel series,
Kamaitachi no Yoru 2, Banshee's Last Cry 2. The comic humorously begins with characters discussing scary experiences, only for the teacher character's recurring monthly terror to be revealed as a phone call reminding them of an overdue work deadline. The strip then moves to the editorial office, where the arrival of a manuscript from Uzu-sensei causes anxiety, presenting a narrative choice to the reader, much like the branching paths in a sound novel game. The final panel shows a visit to Uzu's apartment, depicting characters as translucent figures, possibly ghosts or projections, enjoying a rooftop pool, reinforcing the horror theme inspired by Kamaitachi no Yoru. Character profiles at the bottom identify Uzu as an illustrator, Maki as a wizard friend, and Hagasan as an editor directly connected to the Kamaitachi no Yoru series itself. This page continues the comic strip, Our Seventh Sense War. Still steeped in the atmosphere of the classic sound novel series, Kamaitachi no Yoru, the strip humorously depicts the struggles and anxieties surrounding creative deadlines. We see characters collapsing from exhaustion, lamenting missing artwork, and reacting dramatically to unexpected faxes. A key plot point involves the arrival of a manuscript, causing a mix of relief and further panic when pages are discovered to be missing or stuck together. The creator character decides to take a trip to Saipan, a location mentioned as being prone to ghost appearances, tying back into the horror theme. However, the strip concludes with characters suggesting that the real horror might be dealing with deadlines and the creator themselves, humorously contrasting the supernatural with the everyday stress of editorial work. The final panel shows characters as translucent figures, possibly representing their current mental state or a continuation of the ghostly motif, as they autosave, a nod to the game world. The profile at the bottom highlights the editor's connection to Kamaitachi no Yoru and their daily stress-managing creators. This page features the 23rd installment of Dora-chan's game review comic strip. Here, the team dives into the horror sound novel Kamaitachi no Yoru 2, Kengoku Island no Warabe Uta, the sequel to the title mentioned on the previous page. The comic humorously depicts the characters' intense reactions to playing the game, with jump scares and frightening moments causing them to exclaim and clutch controllers. They capture the feeling of being completely engrossed in the story, to the point where their hearts nearly stop. The accompanying character profiles shed light on the review team. Dora-chan is the trendy, cosplay-loving personality of the segment. Sony handles reviews for PlayStation games. Cube reviews GameCube titles. And Miss X is a blonde, blue-eyed character whose Japanese is notably strange. This shows the corner covers games across multiple platforms, with the specific reviewer seemingly tied to the console. Despite being featured in a publication focused on Dreamcast, they are clearly playing a PlayStation 2 title here, perhaps due to its popularity and connection to the previous comic's theme, highlighting the cross-platform interest of the team. The comic perfectly captures the emotional rollercoaster of playing a scary game with friends. The Dora-chan's game review comic focuses on Kamaitachi no Yoru 2, Kengoku Island no Warabe Uta, capturing the horror experience through the characters' reactions. Reviewers, including Sony, Cube, Dora-chan, and Miss X, are shown terrified by the game's unsettling atmosphere and jump scares. The sequel offers significantly more content than its predecessor, making spoiler-free discussion difficult. The comic highlights gameplay elements like the flowchart system, and mentions features like two-player compatibility and bonus content, Pink's Branch, indicating replayability. Despite the comic's usual Dreamcast focus, this review covers the PlayStation 2 version, emphasizing the team's coverage of prominent titles. The black and white format is addressed with a promise of color in the next installment. Profiles for the creator and team are included at the bottom. The overall impression is a portrayal of a chilling horror game through the characters' reactions. This page features Chapter 77 of the comic strip Guru Guru Creature by Yukusa Yumiko. It introduces several original characters: Guru Guru, a young boy who looks up to scientists; Aoi-chan and Jinmen, Aoi-san, a creature with a face on its chest; Matoi-kun, a ghost-type creature; and Otakun, an insect-type creature. The comic depicts a humorous short story where the characters prepare for a trip to visit a grave in the countryside. The mother character collapses from heatstroke almost immediately, leading to comedic attempts to revive her before they eventually reach their destination, only for her to collapse again. The panel shows the characters interacting with the bizarre creatures amidst the chaotic travel mishaps. This page features Chapter 77 of the Guru Guru Creature comic strip, continuing the bizarre adventures. The gang is visiting family in the countryside, where Mama's parents offer up local delicacies like grasshoppers and wasp larvae. Much to the characters' varied reactions, a quirky grandpa tries to get the young ones to drink, but they wisely refuse, noting their age. The stay includes a look at Grandma's room, filled with eccentric folk art collected from her travels, and a night where one character has a nightmare about the strange monsters that inhabit this world. Grandpa is labeled a trickster, and one character reveals their hobby is making suspicious medicine. Despite the odd surroundings and events, the characters find comfort in each other's company. The comic concludes with reflections on the trip's fun and a final panel reacting to Grandpa's eccentricities and Mama's previous collapse. On the right side, 3 more creatures are introduced. Mochi Mochi-kun, a resilient gastropod, Dandy-kun, a deceptively fragile armored type, and Usagi, a rabbit-like creature with human-level intelligence. A note at the bottom announces the collected volume of the Guru Guru Creature comic is set for release in late September.
This page features the 16th installment of an illustrated story or feature by Katsuya Terada and Yoko Kuroyanagi, indicated by the title, The 16th Time. The artwork depicts a hand reaching into a glowing yellow candy-like substance labeled Space Candy, with playful text suggesting a unique experience. The main theme of this installment is presented as Fireworks, a journey just for one person, and family. The text on the left describes a surreal and somewhat unsettling experience involving jumping into a water-like substance that turns out to be gel, causing breathing difficulties and a sensation of being frozen. It touches upon themes of unpredictable time travel and sticky encounters. A section lists the characters who have appeared in this ongoing feature so far, a large and eccentric cast. Following this list, readers are prompted to choose one character from the list, suggesting an interactive element like a poll or reader participation in the narrative's direction. The page credits Katsuya Terada and Yoko Kuroyanagi as creators, and Mamoru Miura for the design. This page features the Dorimaga Mama's fortune-telling for the period of August 23rd to September 12th. It opens with a compatibility fortune-telling corner, inviting readers to submit their favorite character and birthday for a personal reading. Highlighting this feature is an appearance by Jackie Bryant from the legendary Virtua Fighter series, showcased with his birth date of August 28th. The main section provides horoscopes for all 12 zodiac signs. Each sign includes its date range, unique illustrations depicting boy and girl variants, a brief description of the period's outlook, a lucky color, and a lucky item. Below each horoscope, a row of symbols indicates the fortune level for money, health, love, work, and play, using a simple key. A circle means things are great, a triangle is normal, and a cross suggests you might be facing some challenges. It's a fun, character-based take on the classic horoscope format, tying into the magazine's focus on games and popular characters. This page features a generous Reader Present section, offering readers a chance to win several exciting prizes. Up for grabs are various game software titles compatible with multiple platforms, stylish underlays featuring illustrations from the magazine's covers, a clear file related to the beloved Sakura Taisen franchise, an original Dorimaga design t-shirt, and a collectible phone card showcasing art from the game Elysian Eternal Sanctuary. The page provides instructions on how to enter the giveaway, outlining the necessary details and deadlines. Additionally, it includes a list of the magazine's staff members and announces the winners from a previous prize draw. Looking ahead, there's a preview for the upcoming issue, highlighting planned features like coverage of the Tokyo Game Show, reports on new game releases, and further content related to Sakura Taisen. The next issue is scheduled for release on September 13th. This page features an exciting announcement for Dreamcast fans, introducing the arrival of dating simulations from D3 Publishers' popular Simple series. The main illustration depicts 3 anime-style female characters under the vertical text, I Came to Meet You. The page highlights 4 specific titles released as part of the Simple 2000 Series DC lineup. First is Bittersweet Fools, released on August 29th, a character drama set in Florence. Following on September 26th, are 3 dating simulations. Natsuhiro Celebration, a summer story featuring 11 characters. Furai, centered around meeting 5 girls during a summer job. And Okeri, where the protagonist spends 4 weeks with 5 girls during student teaching. True to the Simple series philosophy, these titles are available at an accessible price point
of 2,000 yen each. This marks the debut of dating sims from this successful budget game series on the Dreamcast platform, offering players affordable entry into the genre. Publisher contact details and website are also provided. This page features announcements for 2 different games, one for Game Boy Advance and another for Dreamcast. The top section highlights Black Matrix Zero for the Game Boy Advance, presented as a tactical simulation featuring striking visuals and characters. Screenshots show dialogue scenes and a tactical grid-based battle map. The game was released on August 30th, 2002. The lower section is dedicated to Pandora no Yume, Pandora's Dream, for the Dreamcast, featuring a large illustration of a central female character. This title is a visual novel with a story that branches significantly, promising abundant visual content. Screenshots showcase character art typical of the visual novel genre. It was released on September 12, 2002, available in both a standard edition and a limited edition that included a set of art materials. NEC Interchannel is listed as the publisher.